Well, first of all, let me just say how sad it is that even since the president's signing of the bill, the number of deaths reported has doubled from 1,000 to 2,000 in our country. This is such a very, very sad time for us. So we should be taking every precaution. What the president, his denial at the beginning was deadly. His delaying of getting equipment to where it continues, his delay in getting equipment to where it's needed is deadly. And now I think the best thing would be to do is to prevent more loss of life rather than open things up so that, because we just don't know. We have to have testing. That's what we said from the start before we can evaluate what the nature of it is in some of these other regions as well. I don't know what the purpose of that is. I don't know what the scientists are saying to him. I don't know what the scientists said to him. When did the president know about this? And what did he know? What did he know and when did he know it? That's for an after-action review. But as the president fiddles, people are dying.
Get it off your chest? Call the Dave Weinbaum Show. They accuse this show of being run by boobs. Well, let me tell you something about us boobs. We're real and we're spectacular. Want politics and fun sprinkled with a lot of laughs? You're in the right place. Heard in 50 states and 98 countries, we just put 11 years of radio excellence into the can. Now, in our 12th year, the Dave Weinbaum Show is on the air. Deaths since President signed the bill? You mean the one you delayed for about a week? So $25 million could go to the Kennedy Center? And so you could fix the next election? So you could throw the New Deal in? How many people died in that week? And now what? Another investigation from you, Nadler Schiff, supported by Schumer? This in a crisis that hasn't been seen since 1918, at a time where every moment of a president's schedule is dedicating to saving lives and preventing our country from jerks like you, making us the next Venezuela, just so you can have dictatorship power over all of us. We remember the 4-year coup instigated by you, the media, and Intel. We remember, and the Obama administration for that matter, we remember the lying FBI, Kavanaugh, and we remember you tearing down our duly elected president as you ripped up his State of the Union address to the nation, the Congress, and the world. And we won't forget. Many like me and my listeners will get justice at the polls, the courts, by any legal means. Democrats, run, not walk away. Blacks, Blexit. Latinos, go Republican. Christians and Jews, don't let them kill our babies anymore. We are not afraid. We will fight back. Why? Because we are Americans who stand for our Constitution. And you are a worse enemy than any foreign entity. Stop treading on us or face the consequences. And this can start November 3rd when we vote your sorry arses out of Congress. Hi there. My name is Dave Weinbaum. I'm here with radio legend and radio station owner Steve Wheeler and my lovely, beautiful wife, Lisa Ann Strausser Weinbaum. Hi, honey. How are you?
Hi. Good.
Good. Why don't you move the mic so that we can have access to your wonderful interruptions?
Okay. I need your password, but we'll discuss
What's that?
I need your password when you get a minute.
Oh, you screwed it up?
No.
Great. Huh?
No.
All right, all right, fine.
They need your password in order for that to get through
Yeah.
to start streaming
But
Twitter.
Let me have that.
All right. Here you go.
Let's fix this problem.
All right,
Here's
well,
live
fix it.
on the air. This is great radio.
This will
Come
be
on.
fun.
What the
This
hell?
will be fun, right?
I don't
Yeah,
have-
let's
well,
see
I-
and figure this
'Cause
out.
I don't
right?
think he knows it.
Well, okay. So you're trying to stream it on Facebook, and you can't get it on?
Can't share it.
Huh?
Can't share it.
Can't share it.
We want to share with the world.
Yeah. Come
Yeah.
on, Dave.
Share your one.
And we need
All right, hold on,
on.
everybody.
we
Come
need
on.
your secret
I know we got a
password.
caller.
JJ's laughing his butt off right
No, he's
now.
not. Is he really? All right, just a minute.
Put your 2 cents in there, JJ.
I'm taking a good guess
anytime.
here.
Yeah. So did
God,
I. I
love
tried
live
one.
radio.
Educated guess.
Oh, boy. He's getting it. He's got a determined look
It's
on his
incorrect.
face.
I can't do it anymore.
Okay.
Hold on. One more.
One more.
Anybody out there got my password? Would you call in the show?
Nobody ever knows your password.
578-2700. If anybody knows his password, please text it to him.
We could really use it about now.
All right. Well, screw it.
Okay. Well.
Okay. Well,
maybe
listen up.
another
I
day.
can't help it.
Okay.
All right. It's screwed up. Anyways, I don't know how that happened. I usually have it in. I didn't mess with it or anything.
You know what? They're after you, Dave.
Yeah, I mean,
Somebody
that could be.
Hacked your
It could be. And
password,
you know what? I
changed
thought
it.
I didn't bring my
Your
copy.
sheet?
This was my copied sheet. I mean, everything's going nuts here.
Where'd you park it?
I get
just
to
wanna
the
make
show.
sure you
Wait a
turned
minute. I
your
get
car
here.
off.
I put on my headset just before I get on, and I can't hear a damn thing. And he hasn't turned on the buttons yet. I think it's a damn conspiracy. And speaking of conspiracies, I don't know who this is, JJ, but I have our first caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
You gotta love live radio, Dave. This is JJ from Staying at Home, Rolla, Missouri.
Okay. And by the way, did you get the stuff? I sent it.
I did not yet, but
All right.
you're good to your
It's
work,
on the way.
So I'll just wait.
It's on the way.
I'll text in the mail.
We
Thank
sent it by Wells Fargo, so so the stagecoach should be showing up pretty soon.
you. Take it here by the election, and that'll be okay.
There you
All
go.
right. So what do you got under that tinfoil hat of yours?
Well,
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a
I'll tell you.
second. Hold on. My director has just see. I'm getting a little bit
Anxious.
anxious now, and that's not good. I need to relax. Wait.
on,
Let me
Dave.
take a breath.
Hit it, Steve.
Okay, everybody with me. Take a breath, but don't inhale in somebody's face. Okay.
Dave, are you paranoid, or are they really after you?
Oh God, are they? All right. We're gonna play your song, buddy. Hit it.
God bless you.
Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face,
You big disgrace.
kicking your can all over the place.
Oh, I love rock and roll.
We will rock you. We will rock you.
Buddy, you're a young man, hard man, shouting in the street, gonna take on the world someday. You got
Okay, I'm here with JJ Bradshaw, Rolla, Missouri. He is my opening act. JJ, what's under your tinfoil hat?
Dave, I'll tell you, your monologue, you're on a roll, man. This is going to be a good show. You mentioned Chucky Schumer. Well, Comrade Schumer, of course, sent a little blast to Donald J. Trump about what a lousy job Trump was doing with the coronavirus response. And Trump's response to him was such a good flame job. In the end, telling him he's a poor excuse for a senator. Well, here's what's is important about that. Since Trump flamed him, it made it obvious that Chucky was standing on stilts that were pretty skinny. One of the pundits mentioned that Chuck was probably going to be primaried by the likes of AOC.
I know. I read this, and I saw his response today. I think it was on MSNBC. I was scrolling around, and he looked pretty disturbed. He looked real disturbed. You know.
Well, he is disturbed. The man's a mental case.
Well, true.
But AOC versus Schumer, this is the battle of the losers. I'm not sure you could go any lower than that.
Well,
and the fact that they would allow that to be published just amazed me. So you can bet that AOC is going to be really politicking hard to take Chucky's place. What's the odds of that happening? I don't know, but it'll be entertaining to watch.
You know, originally she was hired to do this because she auditioned for a part as an actress. AOC, I got to admit,
Really?
she doesn't know anything, but for somebody that doesn't know anything, it shows you what a great country this is. You can do anything in America. You can be really dumb and be ignorant, but if you stick your foot in it, you might just win.
That's proof. That's proof. In America, you can have an absolutely empty head where ideas echo in there, but they never really get processed, and actually be semi-successful. I think this is a great country, or what?
Oh, I mean, why would you complain? In Russia, if you're that stupid, they execute you. Okay, especially if you're popping off against the head guy.
Yeah. Now, Andrew Cuomo. Well, let's aim at New York City for a minute, since we're talking about the Schumer. Andrew Cuomo, this guy comes off as an idiot, too. In January, this guy says, we are prepared for anything the virus throws at us. We're prepared. We're ready. Here it is in March, and he's saying, oh, my God, we don't have enough to do anything. We're out of everything. Yeah. We need ventilators. We need masks. We need doctors and nurses from across the country to come to New York City. Well, how did you get elected, you moron?
Well, and that's Schumer's area, too. I mean, it's Schumer, and it's not only that. He had an option to buy 16,000 ventilators in 2015 at a great price. He turned it down, and now he's blaming Trump.
That?
Look what Trump has done for New York, for goodness sakes. He brought a huge ship in, over 1,000 beds. He built them a couple of standing hospitals. One's being built in Central Park. It's probably open by now. And they took over the Javits Center and made that into a hospital. Okay, this is
Isn't that great?
Yeah, it's incredible, and they're still whining. Well, they're whining. Sometimes they're thanking him. Sometimes they're whining. And then you got Bill de Blasio. Bill de Blasio. Let me just say this. When Trump, who was in the midst of having an impeachment trial in the Senate, he closed down travel between China and the United States and back. Okay, January 21st. And through the next month, 2 months, the Democrats, in their resistance, said, we're going to gather together. De Blasio, we're going to go to movies. His director of health, China has a festival. Everybody show up. This is up until March 16th. Okay? And now they're going to say nasty stuff about Trump. This is just incredible.
These guys are an excellent example of what socialist liberal government actually looks like. They make the biggest of mistakes, and then they try very hard to blame it on somebody else. And if this was a true socialist government, the folks that were innocent of this thing would start disappearing.
That's right.
In a gulag someplace or in a shallow grave.
We don't want to be Venezuela, ladies and gentlemen. We don't want to be Cuba. I asked my friend Liz out there in Miami what Cuba is like.
For the liberal socialist listeners of this show, and I don't know how many there are, hard to say, you guys ought to take a hard look at this, because this is your future if you keep on the same path that you've been on. I think Trump's response to all of this has been stellar. And frankly, I think the man is the best president we've had in my lifetime, and I got a real long lifetime.
251 years. Wow, you go back beyond Lincoln. It was just kind of right after the country was formed, you know.
Well, two last quickies here,
yes.
Dave. Number one, I read all of Pelosi's thing that she put out, all 1,255 pages of it, as I told you last week. I've also read the thing that the Senate passed that ultimately became law. And frankly, both of them had a lot of pork in them. And, the Democrat version of this thing was loaded with socialist garbage and essentially a takeover of the government. I'm afraid what passed in the Senate wasn't too stellar either, but at least it got the job done. If there was ever an argument for a line item veto, man, now is time to make that argument, because Trump could have struck that pork out of there with one line had he had the power to do so.
Well, but would they have voted for the bill then? That's the question. And,
they got to vote for the bill before it gets to his desk, so they don't know. If he doesn't telegraph his intent, nobody knows.
Listen, this could be something, if they remove the socialism parts later, if they do that, we could be okay. If they don't, and they pass even more of these bills, we're going to be I don't know what other option there is except to become Venezuela. We're going down the tubes, in my opinion. In my opinion,
I think your opinion's right on target. I got one last thing, and
okay.
That's local. Ken Clayton made an announcement the other day that Phelps Health is in need of approximately 10,000 cloth masks to supplement the N95s that they've got. Now, so far they're in pretty good shape. My wife is associated with the auxiliary there. She runs the sewing room, and I want to tell you, the ladies of this town have gotten together and are making masks as fast as they can. And it just amazed me at the response. So my hat's off to you, ladies. Keep on sewing, and thank you so much. Dave, God bless you.
God bless you, and God bless your lovely bride.
Well, thank you. And she thanks you, too.
JJ, thank you for being the opening act on the Dave Weinbaum Show. And
Good day.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. He needed that. He deserves that. Let's do that every time. Thank you, Mr. Director. And we have a caller. Hi there. Welcome, Brian. I don't know your name, but what's your name and where are you calling from?
This Adolf.
Oh, Adolf. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
That was a guess.
We're just sitting here having fun because he put the whole county on lockdown. So I guess we just have to sit in the house.
Wow. All right, so what do you think of that, Ada? See, we're going to talk. I want to mention this. We're going to talk about that today because there's so many diverse views on this. You know, I'll be talking to the Rabbi. I'll be talking to Cheryl Chumley, who is a big believer in this being unconstitutional. She wants to get us started. Elad believes differently. We'll talk to Laura Loomer and then Dr. Amy about the ramifications of staying in your house with your kids, unable to. You're in prison, in your own house. So you tell me your opinion of this.
What county are you in?
Me personally, I think if you give up a little bit of liberty for safety, you're not going to keep that liberty. You're going to lose your freedoms.
Yeah.
Because slowly they eat away with it, and if they get away with it once, they'll do it again.
Right.
I think I'm
I can
think
feel
I'm moving
that.
there.
You know, that's yeah.
You do it with some. You got to do it with a lot of protection, though. And I don't know if you know, we didn't know enough about this thing at first. This is an entirely new animal, and it is an animal. It's a human destroying animal until we figure it out. I think we're beginning to have it figured out, and I think this death toll thing is going to peak in the next 7 days. And I think a lot of that is due to the lockdowns and things. But I think after that, we got to get back to work. We got to do it with some safety, but we got to get back to work.
On the lighter side of life.
Yes.
I heard that your missus is having a birthday this month.
Oh, my gosh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Caught him by surprise.
Yeah.
Happy,
everybody, come on.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
No.
Well, we're not going to have another show till after your birthday, so get over it. Happy
what is she, 29 now, your
birthday.
favorite, Robert?
Yes, 29.
29. We'll
29.
confirm
She told
that.
me I was 19.
We'll
She
confirm
was
that.
19 when I met her. I don't know what happened.
Ha ha. Well, no,
That
I was
only
younger
10
than that.
years ago.
That's
what
there
happened.
you go.
I was
Come on,
actually
Dave.
17.
Do the math,
Boy,
man.
the time goes.
I was 17.
Do you realize that I knew her when you were what, 16 or 17?
17.
17.
Yeah.
But
No,
I don't
since I was
remember.
17.
Wow.
I hired her. I must have had an interview with you. You obviously don't remember that. I don't remember.
I was there. I got there somehow.
Did you remember that handsome young man that interviewed you?
Not ringing any bells.
Yeah, well, you ain't ringing mine now, but you sure are. You sure have. Let's put it that way. Happy birthday. Let's pretend
Thank
like we're
you.
washing our hands. Everybody, go to the sink and start washing your hands. Okay, everybody.
Well,
All
if your
right,
hands
1,
stain,
2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lisa Strausser Weinbaum. Happy birthday to you. Okay, rinse
Thank
and
you.
dry.
Thank
There you
you.
go. All right.
Thank you.
For my
I
birthday,
got
I
a
was.
business question for you.
Yeah, what's that?
It has to do with McDonald's.
Okay.
Where you know, of course, that the first French fry wasn't made in France.
No, I don't, as a matter of fact. And that was not one of the questions at Hamburger University in 1973 when I graduated number 1 in my class.
Is that right?
I
Well, where
did.
was it made then?
Where was it made?
Yeah,
First French fry.
I would call it,
It-
probably.
it was
huh?
made in Greece.
Rim shot.
There
Way to
you
be,
go.
JJ. I didn't know you had a sense of humor.
Yeah.
And this
You
is
guys
this
have a
is
great one.
Oh,
right,
my
right.
God.
All right. See you later.
You hear about the farmer that got caught stealing?
I think he hung
JJ?
up. No.
All right, well, everybody.
It's Olaf.
Did you hear about the...
It's Olaf. We took.
Olaf?
We hung up on JJ 2 minutes.
we
ago.
did?
Yeah, that was Olaf.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. I'll ask the question again. Did you hear about the farmer that got caught stealing?
No,
Yeah, they let him out on bail.
they let him out on bail.
There you go. All
Yes,
right,
he
well,
was
think
bailing.
about it.
There you go. Right.
We got an intelligent crowd. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm feeling a little bit. I'm feeling
Are you feeling
just
it?
a little bit like
Come on,
maybe
which one?
Seinfeld here.
All right. Let's
Hit it.
check in.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. This is kind of embarrassing, but there's no toilet paper over here.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I just forgot to check, so if you could spare some.
No, I'm sorry.
What?
No, I'm sorry, I can't spare it.
You can't spare it?
No, there's not enough to spare.
Well, I don't need much. Just 3 squares will do it.
I'm sorry, I don't have 3 squares now, if you don't mind.
3 squares? You can't spare 3 squares?
No, I don't have a square to spare. I can't spare a square.
Well, is it 2 ply? Because if it's 2 ply, I'll take 1 ply. 1 ply. 1 puny little ply. I'll take 1 measly ply.
Look, I don't have a square and I don't have a ply. No, I beg you.
Oh my God! Well, we actually got rid of our 3 toilet paper rolls.
Did you?
Yeah.
Who?
I mean, I gave him to Martin because he was the original guy that won it.
Right.
And he said, you know what, I was really sick and I couldn't listen anymore. So I bought his story and I sent him to him.
Okay.
And JJ won the $35 McDonald's gift card. And JJ won the $35 McDonald's gift card. So there you go.
All right.
You know what I think we need right now? We need a break.
Yep.
Okay. It's been a wild first half hour, ladies and gentlemen. Listen in. It's going to be a great show. There's going to be a lot of controversy on it. Wait till I get the rabbi who's still in his house under house arrest.
Right.
And Cheryl Chumley, who is totally ticked off. Call the show. 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Every business needs just the right sign to get people into your business. Missouri Neon Outdoor is here to help. Missouri Neon Outdoor has been family-owned and serving the Ozarks for 80 years. Outdoor advertising remains one of the most cost-effective ways for businesses to build awareness and drive customers to their door. And they offer billboard coverage in over 25 counties in southwest Missouri. Missouri Neon Outdoor has an expert creative staff that can design a great look for you. Call today for available locations in your area. 1-800-788-1778.
Price Chopper in Rolla for the best quality products and the freshest produce in the area. With a full-service deli, bakery, and butcher cafe, you can feed the whole family with ease. Cold cuts to sushi, barbecue, and a huge salad bar. Kick back and relax, and enjoy your lunch in our dining room, located in Forum Plaza on Forum Drive in Rolla. Don't forget to sign up for a rewards program and save money on groceries today. For orders and catering, give them a call today at 573-364-1771. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Price Chopper in Rolla.
Come see the professionals at Brown Vet Clinic of Rolla, where they promise to place your pet's health and wellness above all considerations. They communicate openly with you about the individual preventative needs of your pet and help protect them from common infectious and contagious diseases while using the best available methods, no matter how big or small the animal. The staff is there to help you 24/7 and will get you an appointment as quickly as possible. Give Brown Vet Clinic a call today for all your animal needs. 364-1919.
Imagine a choice hand-cut steak seasoned with special spices, grilling over mesquite wood. At Colton's Steakhouse and Grill, it's not just imagination. We do this every day at Colton's. We also offer chicken, seafood, sandwiches, and salads, and our homemade yeast rolls. And it happens in the most fun Western-style restaurant you'll ever set foot in. Colton's Steakhouse and Grill, where we know what's at stake.
Colton's Steakhouse in Rolla.
If you're in the food business and your walk-in cooler quits, do you think you can call just any heating and refrigeration guy to fix it? Think again. Time is money, and you don't want to have to wait while an air conditioner repairman tries to figure out what's wrong. At Cox Brothers, food equipment repair is who we are. We have the specialized training and know-how to protect your expensive and fragile inventory while we repair your broken equipment. When you need food service repairs, go right to the experts. Cox Brothers Food Equipment Repair in St. James. We'll keep the hot side hot and the cold side cold.
Moving, let's talk about Salem, Missouri and what we have to offer. We are located in the center of Missouri, center of the USA, with a great school system, college, beautiful country club. Rivers within 1 hour drive include Jack's Fork, Piney, Gasconade, Merrimack, and 2 state parks. If you're looking to enjoy life with recreation or just enjoy life, call VIP Properties, Pat Tackett Broker, 103 East 4th Street, Salem, Missouri, 573-729-7622.
Follow me at daveweinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
The views you're about to hear are probably not racist anti-Chinese propaganda. Here's what the paper says. First, the scientists confirm what scientists around the world have said they believe. The virus most likely came from an animal known as the intermediate horseshoe bat. Here's the striking thing. There are no known colonies of this bat within 900 kilometers of Wuhan, nor is there any evidence that they were sold in the Wuhan wet market, despite many claims in the American media to the contrary, including on this show, by the way. Last night we did a segment on wet markets, the one in Wuhan included, and suggested that this bat was sold there. But let's be clear. The only actual analysis of that question that we're aware of is in this paper. These scientists interviewed almost 60 people, 59 of them, who frequented the Wuhan wet market. They confirmed there were no horseshoe bats for sale there, period.
And these were Chinese scientists that did this. And, you know, I think we ought to be, we ought to be patient for the rabbi, because he was a little late last time. And I think maybe if we do number 2, that'll take up a little space, and that'll give him a cushion. Okay, that's the Tim Allen deal.
See, boy, this is why I prefer to just shoot fish.
Can we?
No, we're not going to shoot any fish. You're not helping. I'm trying to teach him about patience here.
Well, then get to it.
I don't like being patient.
Nobody does. It's a learned skill. What do we call people that go willy-nilly through life just doing things because it feels good?
Democrats.
Attaboy.
Walk away, Democrats. And I think a lot of them are. I think, Trump's, and look at the timing on this. Holy cow. Holy cow, look at the timing. All right. Pretty sure that's the Rabbi. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show, or should I say shalom.
Hey, Dave. How are you?
I'm good. You're right on time.
Oh, yeah. I don't make the same mistakes twice.
Yeah, you do.
7 days.
Come on, it's not good for a
There
rabbi
you
to.
go.
I remember other times, but not many. Okay, you're
Twice in a row.
all I can. Oh, in a row. Okay, now you're adding stuff to it to make it more truthful. That's very good. It's amazing. All right, hey, ladies and gentlemen. Well, let me see where his song is. So I think we need to get that going. So let's hit it, please.
Cue the music.
There you go. Because I know how you'll cry and whimper
You were
and.
talking to another
Somebody
rabbi.
he forgot my song.
Sounds like you're cheating on me.
No, actually, I'm cheating with you on him because he was the first rabbi. Listen to this. I got rabbis fighting over me. This is kind of weird. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, second most powerful person in Israel, his own house, according to his wife Yonit, official rabbi to the state of Missouri and the Dave Weinbaum Show, future rabbi to the Trump Third Temple Hotel, Golf Course Casino and Spa. Please welcome Rabbi Moshe Rothchild. All righty. A little weak that time. I don't know. We got.
They have corona.
They're locked in. You know, they're applauding from their homes. It's hard to get noise. You know, when they're applauding from their homes. You know, they're social distancing themselves here in the stadium that Steve has out in the parking lot. So what can I tell you? Hey, so how's everyone's nerves at the Rothchild house? Any more suspensions? Any more drinking by the principal?
We decided to cancel school. The teachers are on strike, so we canceled.
The teachers on strike? Why? Weren't they sharing enough of their cookies and candy and things?
No, they're not getting paid enough. So
You're not getting paid enough?
Yeah.
So how is everybody getting along? Come on, tell me the truth.
Well, you know, I guess when you start to homeschool your kids,
yeah,
you start to realize maybe it wasn't the teacher's fault. You start to realize, every kid's an angel, but then, you realize that the angel of death is also an angel.
Oh, goodness, that's funny stuff. Now, are you going to use that in an act?
Yeah, I may. Oh,
you should. Did you just make that up? That's great.
Yeah, I did.
See, you finally made something up. I love it. So is Israel seeing the light at the end of the Corona tunnel, or is it still very dark there? How's the mortality and how are the morals going in Israel?
The mortality rate is not so high. Israel was rated the #1 country in the world, the safest country in the world for Corona. This week, that announcement came out. And we've had 31 or 32 deaths, something like that. And pretty much almost all, old people, like in their 90s even. Someone just died who was 100. So we're doing okay here. There was a town that was hit really hard, and then this week, 0 new cases there. So we'll see. There's 70 Israeli startups working on all kinds of devices and drugs, and so we'll see. Hopefully, something good will come out from Israel.
Are they working on their own or in conjunction with United States?
I think both. Both.
Okay.
I read actually there is a drug from a company here that's already in human trials that it deals with like the worst symptoms of those who die from the disease, the acute respiratory issues.
Right.
I was just reading about it. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I don't really understand all the ins and outs of it, but I know they're in human trials already. They had FDA approval in the United States.
Right.
It's an Israeli company. So, I think everyone's just kind of waiting for that one day where you're gonna turn on the news and they're gonna announce some breakthrough, either some vaccine or some drug therapies or something like AIDS. Like AIDS now is no longer a death sentence. AIDS is a manageable disease. And
Sure.
so I think we're all just waiting for that day, and hopefully it'll be soon.
Hey, by the way, let me announce this. This is a little show announcement. We are streaming live right now on Facebook because we had a technical difficulty. Somebody couldn't remember his own password to Facebook.
And logged out.
I didn't log out. They logged me out. They logged me out. There you go. Hey, why aren't Palestinian leaders helping Gaza from Corona? Like, what's it like around Israel?
Yeah, well, I mean, of course they're trying to score political points. I mean, the Palestinians complain to the UN that Israel's not that Israel's causing the problems here. It's crazy because the amount of money, I saw a report that they spend paying terrorists in this pay-for-slave program. If they would just take 1 month of those salaries that they pay terrorists, they could buy 32,000 ventilators.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of ventilators, but
so don't let them get the idea that they should be able to kill Jews just to buy a ventilator. Golly.
So, yeah, I mean, look, it's pretty much the only thing in the news now is Corona and the negotiations between Netanyahu and Benny Gantz. Trying to form a government. They haven't signed on the dotted line yet. So
no kidding.
No. The other thing in the news this week, our health minister, he's I guess would be the equivalent of Fauci, who keeps getting on the news. He has Corona.
No kidding.
Our health minister.
Well, he's probably in a lot of hospitals and stuff.
Well, people are really upset because they think that he flouted the rules. That he was telling everybody, and he himself didn't follow the rules.
Yeah, that's
so
possible.
people want him. They want Netanyahu to get rid of him. So
he wanted that really?
Funny when
oh my God!
Yeah, there's a big groundswell of amongst the population here to fire him.
Let's talk about groundswells because are all the synagogues closed in Israel?
Yes, they are. And, I made a video about this week. It's not only in Israel, in the whole world right now. It's the first time that I can think of in last 2,000 years. I can't think of any other example where synagogues worldwide were closed. I mean, you had certain areas that were closed, but never in the entire world. I mean,
they've got a big kerfluffle over the churches here, as in it's a constitutional right. And after your call, I'm going to be talking with Cheryl Chumley, who's Christian and very upset about the fact that there's this crisis about people going to church. Well, here, we might have the solution, and we have a common friend. Pastor Paul Daugherty was on Fox News yesterday, and he packed them in the church parking lot. They had a parking lot service last Sunday. And it seemed like it went off really good. It was the parking lot was like overflowing. He got up on a big old tractor thing that was not closed in, but he was way high up in the air. And I think wouldn't that be a pretty good idea for doing both?
I don't think so. I mean, I would very seriously disagree with that because on two things. First of all, in Judaism, we place life as the highest value, and we don't want to do anything that could possibly risk someone's life. But what if someone in that parking lot, 2-3 people, came in contact with each other, and it's not possible with a crowd that size to make sure that everybody is at the right distance and that a mistake won't happen. Who wants to take that kind of responsibility? So, I mean, that's why, they've closed all the synagogues here, and they because life has to take priority. You want to be able to observe your spiritual laws. Well, you got to be alive to do those.
Well, that begs the argument. Why, the regular flu in America kills about 40,000 a year. Why do we go out at all?
Well, something, it's interesting you said it, Dave. They keep talking about how the flu kills more. I've never met a person or never knew anybody that died of the flu. Yet with this, it seems I've already known quite a few people.
Well, that's scientific.
I don't know.
That's scientific.
Yeah, just anecdotal.
Well, they were hanging out with you, for goodness sakes, probably.
Yeah, you're right, exactly.
There you go.
I've never, but...
Talk about the angel
really
of death.
think,
shame on you, Rabbi, shame.
Look, I really think that, I know here what happened. There were guys, they had a synagogue open for a while, and they prayed outside.
Uh-oh. Guess what?
I think we lost connection.
The gremlins have come. Call us back, Rabbi.
Right, if he's listening.
The gremlins have come. No, I don't think we cut him off intentionally. But
no, I don't think we cut him off.
All right.
I think
well,
he
that's too
I heard
bad.
something. I wonder if one of his kids came up and went like that. Could you hear kind of
his kid? Yeah,
one of his kids.
Well,
yeah.
That's the way it is. There it is.
All right.
Probably, I think. All right. Hi there. I hope. Hi there, or shalom.
Continue on.
Hi.
Yes. One of your kids come up and hang up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What happened?
I don't know. I heard you talking, and then you guys hung up on me.
I do the show standing up, sir, and I watch the director, who is Steve.
I had both hands in my pants.
Yeah,
so
and unless he's got a third hand somewhere,
or
he is really good, well endowed. In other places, he did not turn off the phone.
Were you motioning with the finger across the neck as you were talking?
No, I did not. When would I do that? No. When have I ever did that except for a couple times? Anyways, Daniel Pearl's beheader. You remember Daniel Pearl?
Yeah.
He was
this
young Jewish journalist, and he got captured by a terrorist group. And they asked him about being Jewish, and he said, well, I'm Jewish. My mother's Jewish, and my father is Jewish. And they cut his head off. A certain person cut his head off. And this person was convicted, and he was convicted to die. So what happens the other day? The Pakistani jail, he gets released from the Pakistani jail 18 years after being convicted to death. Is anybody in Israel or the United States a little bit upset by this?
You know what? I haven't even seen that in the news here, but he was an American. He was not an Israeli. So
he was a Jew.
I'm saying any good, moral, ethical person, Jew or non-Jew, should be disturbed by something like that. But you know what? I didn't really see that covered here, to be honest with you.
All right.
And I read. I'm pretty up on the media.
Well, what else do you have to do? You're no longer no longer teaching school. You're not touring anybody. I mean, are you watching a lot of TV or stuff? Are you watching the news?
I'm actually doing a lot of housework because my wife still has her job. She's full time, and and I'm pretty much doing the laundry and supervising my workers, namely my kids, and making sure everything gets done. I've become, Mr. Mom.
Make a prediction. How soon does Israel release the prisoners? You.
I don't think they will.
Ever?
Yeah.
What? No, I'm talking about the people locked in their houses like you.
Oh, me. I thought you were no, because what was going on is that the Palestinians were saying because of the coronavirus they should release them from prison.
What's the difference? Oh. You just have a nicer prison. That's all.
Hopefully I'll get out soon.
Well,
right now, we
sounds like you got
out
pretty good behavior, so hell. Hey, Rabbi, where can people find you and contribute?
They can find me here in my house. I'll be here for a while, but if they want to go to my website, IsraelAlliance.org, IsraelAlliance.org.
You know, our synagogue, when I grew up, it was in Skokie, Illinois. And let me tell you about this synagogue. It was so tough. We had drive-by rabbis, and the cantors sang behind bulletproof glasses. Ladies and gentlemen, Rabbi Moshe Rothchild, calling all the way from Efrat, Israel. Are you still there?
I'm still here.
I think you would tell. Did you laugh at that?
Yeah, I laughed.
Do you know somebody shut off the mic? I think this time it was Steve. No, it wasn't. But I didn't hear you. I need laughter.
I thought you were talking to Stephen saying he's still here.
Well, I don't know, not like that. All right, this is enough. I've taken so much abuse this morning in the last 45 minutes. I'm surprised I still have my mind together. I do.
Right.
Because why?
Oh, okay.
I'm a professional.
That's right.
That's right. I got to keep telling myself.
That's right.
Rabbi, hi to the kids in Yonit. Shabbat shalom. Stay healthy, my friend.
How's Lisa doing? Is she there?
I don't know. Why don't you ask her?
I'm doing pretty good, thanks.
How's your arm? It's good?
Yeah, I'm doing a lot better. Got a lot of movement out of it now, and being quarantined with Dave is just pure joy.
Absolutely. You know, it's true, though. We are getting along very well, aren't we?
Pretty good.
Pretty chummy.
I'll end with this.
I get to cook a couple of meals a week, and and I get to do basically what I want.
Posted, and they think when it's hard for you in quarantine, think about somewhere that Bill Clinton is quarantined with Hillary.
Well, that ought to be jail, by the way. All right. Shabbat shalom, my friend.
All right, guys. Take care. Shabbat shalom.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You know, with that last comment, you can imagine how disturbed he must be after all these years. I'll just leave it at that.
Which one? Who? Bill
Clinton.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. Well, all of this seems to have taken our eyeballs off the real criminals in the Democratic Party, the FBI. Have you noticed that? All this other stuff disappeared. All right? Now it's going to come back again under the impeachment guise. Now they're getting ahead of the game. So where's Barr? Okay, where is he? Where's Durham? The Dems are going to, again, try to impeach the president because of this stuff.
Because of this?
Oh,
because
yeah.
of the coronavirus.
Don't kid yourself.
Wow.
They're investigating it. They're going to use Nadler, Schiff, Pelosi, Schumer in the Senate, and they're going to try to do it again. Isn't this wonderful? All right, so I don't know. I'm getting excited this morning. I don't know, maybe a little too much. So I think we need number 3.
Germs. How are they today? We'll find out
Okay.
Okay.
What we have now is a completely neurotic population obsessed with security and safety and crime and drugs and cleanliness and hygiene and germs. There's another thing. Germs. Where did this sudden fear of germs come from in this country? Have you noticed this? The media constantly running stories about all the latest infections, salmonella, E. coli, hantavirus, bird flu, and Americans they panic easily, so now everybody's running around scrubbing this and spraying that and overcooking their food and repeatedly washing their hands, trying to avoid all contact with germs. It's ridiculous, and it goes to ridiculous lengths. In prisons, before they give you a lethal injection, they swab your arm with alcohol. It's true. It's true.
They don't want you to get an infection, do they?
No, can't do that.
Oh, man, he was pretty funny. What would he be saying today, I wonder? Would he be saying the same stuff? I think he probably would, actually.
I think it'd be a little more intense right
And then
now,
he'd catch the disease, and then what would he say? I don't know. Some of these people,
see you later.
I don't know. I mean, look, if you got something that's completely unknown and you don't know, and they're still finding out how it can be passed along, until you find out, get a handle on, at least some kind of a handle on it, I don't see that they're doing the wrong thing, quite frankly. And I'm pretty sure what's going to happen, and I think the market is discounted. I mean, the news is horrible. I mean, unemployment is like 7 million people in the last few reports. It's just an incredible. It's worse than the Depression, at least the start of the Depression. I mean, it didn't all happen at once. This is all happening at once, and the government's going to try to buy its way out of it. And I don't think that's. That's going to put us into socialism if it goes too far, and the Democrats are going to make sure it goes too far. They're going to try. So I don't know. I mean, where's the point where we say, okay, we're going to have these safety measures, but the hell open up your businesses, rehire your employees, okay? Let's get people in there. You got to space them a little. Okay, do the best you can. We can't let this. We're not made to stay inside. You know, we're hunters. We go out and we hunt. We're fishermen. We have enterprises. We invent things. We try to invent medicines, too, to protect us. Well, we've got some great innovations coming just around the corner here, and I believe that, and I think it's going to help. So, all right, listen, I think we need to take another break. Call the show, 573-364-4433. Cheryl Chumley is next, and I think we'll take this call first, okay? I always like to take the callers first. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning, Dave. This is John from Salem.
How you doing, John?
I'm doing good. Your comment about socialism was exactly right. We're seeing the beginnings of a socialist takeover our country, and I'm afraid we're not going to be able to do much about it because I don't see the Republicans standing up to this like they should be doing.
Well, they made a deal because people were dying. The Democrats don't care whether people die or not, as long as they get power. That's about as simple as I can put it to you. Now, when this thing gets solved and America realizes what the Democrats have done, and I believe many of them do realize now after, what is this, the third or fourth attempt to impeach the president, I think they're beginning to figure it out. And I think that most, Democrats who aren't socialist communists are beginning to realize that this is not good for them. It's not good for their kids, not good for the country. And I think they're starting to go run away to Trump. That's my opinion.
Well,
maybe it's a hopeful opinion, but
what I'm noticing, Dave, there are some Democrats that aren't really communist-oriented, but they're panicky right now. I see a lot of panicky people, especially people out of the cities, and they're looking to the government to solve all these problems. And they say, well, if we got to do this, we got to do it. Whatever the government wants us to do, we'll do. But please protect us. And then when a really bad emergency comes up, then when we're going to see the complete takeover.
Well, I don't see how much worse it could get. This is the worst. This is worse than World War II. I mean, we're being attacked inside the country. We never really were, other than Pearl Harbor, attacked inside the country. Okay.
What's going to happen when the electric grid goes down? And it's going to happen. I don't know when, but it's going to happen, whether it's natural occurrence or terrorist activity. Then you're going to see true panic in this country.
Well, interesting. I just watched the Bruce Willis movie about that, the Die Hard movie, where they had some terrorists inside that used to be government employees actually create this kind of a scenario to blackmail the government into trillions of dollars. So it's interesting. I don't know. Anything can happen. You can't make this stuff up. All right, listen, I got to go. I got to run a commercial, and then I got Cheryl Chumley coming up, who is going to be viciously pro-constitutional. Call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Lavish Day Spa is the place to get rid of all your stress and worries. We are a full-service spa and salon. I myself specialize in deep tissue massages. My favorite client is my father, Dave Weinbaum. Call 364-0905 to set your relief from pain and strain. That number again is 364-0905. Lavish Day Spa.
Price Chopper in Rolla for the best quality products and the freshest produce in the area. With a full-service deli, bakery, and butcher cafe, you can feed the whole family with ease. Cold cuts to sushi, barbecue, and a huge salad bar. Kick back and relax, and enjoy your lunch in our dining room, located in Forum Plaza on Forum Drive in Rolla. Don't forget to sign up for a rewards program and save money on groceries today. For orders and catering, give them a call today at 573-364-1771. Open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Price Chopper in Rolla.
Does your trip to the dentist office sound like this? If so, it's time to come see the friendly staff at Forum Dental, where they make dentistry simple and fun. Forum Dental is committed to patient satisfaction and high-quality dental care. So come to Forum Dental, where they do it all, from teeth cleaning and whitening to bridges and crowns and so much more. At Forum Dental, they make every dental experience a pleasant one. Forum Dental, working together to be better. Visit our website at forumdental.com.
Need to create a unique gift for your sweetheart? Want a gun, watch engraved? Need a trophy gift or award? Go no further than Kent Jewelry, 907 North Pine Street, downtown Rolla. Call 573-364-1030 and take your bag of jewels to Kent and ask to have your jewelry inspected and cleaned for free. Kent is my jeweler. Make him yours. 907 North Pine Street, downtown Rolla, 364-1030. Of the multiple choices for investing advice, the Brummett team at Stifel is ready, willing, and able to form a plan to suit your needs. Member of SIPC and NYSE, the Brummett team has been in business for 30 years. Call 573-364-8930. That's 573-364-8930. My son Aaron and I are proud clients of the Brummett team.
The next time you need work on your vehicle, head to Muffler Mart on Highway 63 across from the Phelps County Fairgrounds in Rolla. It's been over 35 years since Muffler Mart has opened their doors. Marty, Keith, and Carl combined have over 120 years of auto repair experience. Their name says mufflers, but they do it all. And now you can visit them on Highway 63 South, just across from the Phelps County Fairgrounds. Muffler Mart in Rolla. For more information or appointments, call 364-5434. That's 364-5434.
This is Rick Miller at Null & Son Funeral Home in Rolla. Since 1924, Null & Son Funeral Home has had the honor of serving families throughout Phelps County. Today, families can select a funeral service, burial, or cremation and have it tailored to fit their specific needs in order to honor the memory of their loved one in a personal and meaningful way. At Null & Son Funeral Home, we offer information that will help you make decisions that are just right for you and your family.
At Fairground Auto Plaza in Rolla, we're here to help with the Chevy Cares program. Right now, get 0% financing for 84 months on an all-new 2019 and 2020 Chevy Silverado 1500s, plus no payment for 120 days with GM financing. Also, we can work your entire vehicle deal online, and we can deliver to your door. That's right. Don't want to get out? No problem. For Phelps County residents, we'll come to you. Visit Fairground Auto Plaza online or at 100 Fairgrounds Road in Rolla. Chevy, find new roads.
Follow me at daveweinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
The way we solve this problem is by everyone coming together, stopping the spread, by limiting large gatherings, by staying at home. And I'm a little bit frustrated because you're still seeing pictures on Twitter, on TV, of people getting together, being too close, putting themselves in a situation where they could end up in the hospital. And the best way to make sure you don't run out of ventilators is to make sure you don't need so many people who need to get on ventilators in the first place.
That's Dr. Jerome Adams, he's our, what do you call it? What? What are you doing?
He's having problems with the window. They both go to the left. See how they say open on there?
See, we don't go to the left. We stay on the right. That's the problem.
I think
anyways, Dr. Jerome Adams, he's our Surgeon General. That's who he is. Surgeon General. All right, now I got it.
She was struggling over there.
I know.
Dave.
I saw you laughing, and I'm trying to figure out what the hell did I say funny about
well,
this.
she'd flip one side and try to lift it up and flip the other side.
That's too cold. Close it. No, I'm sorry.
Trying to cool Dave off.
Anyhow, yes.
I need to be cooled off.
He's getting warm in the studio.
right,
Open the window.
Just so we say we did.
Lordy.
I say, well, that's what do we got? About a minute? No, we don't have enough time.
She's gonna be right on time.
She's gonna be
here.
right on time.
That's right.
Probably. I don't know. She didn't
I
answer
don't know.
back.
Well,
of course, they only gave her a 4-minute warning, but that's life.
So she'll call
yes,
in about
I give
an
warnings
hour.
to all my guests, so we don't get into very many situations where they call late because people forget. People, are late sometimes. We're all human, except for me. I'm usually on time, aren't I, Steve?
You're an alien.
No, that's true.
You're not
human. Am I?
Not human.
No, I can get pretty. Well, I can get pretty nasty. I know. I know. Try not pulling up in my drive-thru sometime.
Speechless.
And by the way, we're kicking butt in the drive-thru in Rolla.
That's awesome.
Holy cow. We had one of our best drive-thru hours ever there yesterday, and we'll talk about that a little later. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. I think I know who this is, but you tell me, please.
Hey, Dave. It's Cheryl.
Hi,
Happy
Cheryl.
Friday.
Happy Friday. And we're going to, you know what? You're so nice to say that. We're going to play your song.
All right.
You can sing along if you like.
No.
Come on, we need a little joy. We need fun.
No, that's not joy you're asking for.
Yeah, I'll make it brief. We are the champions. Okay. Editor of the Washington Times Online, speaker, author, Novak journalism fellow, and the media goddess to the Dave Weinbaum Show, and in my mind, the entire world. Please welcome Cheryl Chumley. Yeah. We're getting that crowd now they're humming. Yeah, we got more people to come outside, so they were in the home like everyone else. All right, last week we are you know what, I'm having so much trouble figuring out what we should do as a country. Last week we argued about local preachers being arrested for holding services without the safety of space. And the symptoms of COVID-19 are better known now. Other than the Constitution, will you please defend your position on this again? Should we have drive-in services? That's what one guy did in Tulsa.
Oh, you're talking about for church?
Yeah, for church, right.
Yeah, I just think that it should be left for the churches to decide. They're the ones that have the supreme law of the land. It's not the government. It's the individuals in this country, and the churches, I think, would self-quarantine anyhow. I wouldn't have a problem so much if a church decided on its own to shut down. My main problem is the government telling the churches, and then seeing what you see like in New York City, where de Blasio says churches that violate the shutdown order will be permanently shut down.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just crazy. That's above and beyond what's necessary.
So you would be able to, compromise a bit just to make sure. Now, what if they're not being safe? What if they're got people stacked together like they usually do in churches?
Well,
I mean, wait a minute. Here's the reason I'm saying this, because we don't know what the hell this thing is. We don't quite yet have a handle on it. We're looking like more and more we're going to have a handle on it. Shouldn't there be at least a time to where the people who are sitting in church, who may give it to each other or may not, might go out and give it to other people? You see, that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, but you could use that argument for about anything.
Oh, sure, I know.
I don't agree, Dave. This is something I think we're not really going to find a common ground on.
Okay.
I just think that churches aren't run by idiots. The people who go to church, they care about other people, so they're going to take precautions. And as I said, it's the church's right in this country to self-regulate. It's not the government's right to tell a church what to do.
See, I'm thinking from a viewpoint of what would God want us to do? And in my mind, in my little mind, I'm thinking God would want us to protect ourselves first and then go to church versus go into church knowing that we might have a problem there and we might actually hurt each other and others outside. See, that's where I'm coming from, but I understand your point. I mean, it's constitutional.
Yes, and my point doesn't come just from the constitutional aspect, though that's the biggest one. My point also comes from looking at the numbers of coronavirus in context of comparing them to other issues that we've faced in this country and that we continue to face. And, you know, I've written about 3 or 4 different pieces on the difference in numbers of deaths from coronavirus and confirmed positives of coronavirus versus the flu, versus staph infection, versus some of the other infectious diseases that we face and that we've done basically nothing about except to treat on an individual basis. We don't shut down the country every time there's an issue coming up in the medical world. So I look at it in context of that, and I can't help but ask, what is going on here that is so different?
So let me ask you, what is going on, do you think?
Yeah, you make a very good point about that some of these other infectious diseases do have vaccinations, but not all of them. So you have to look at what's going on politically. And where I'm seeing issues is the far left, the globalists, the Democrats, taking this coronavirus and running roughshod over all the gains this president has made. And they're doing it with glee behind the cloak of protecting the public. I'm not saying that all those on the left are evil and they're looking at this disease just as a means of gaining politically. But I am saying, as based on what like Rahm Emanuel said, never let a crisis go to waste, that they're using this to push forward maybe some types of messaging that aren't as necessary. And the media has been just ungodly over the top with its reporting without using context, without putting things into a proper perspective. And I think the panic that we're facing in this country right now is a little bit unfounded.
Well, let me ask you a question about going back to the beginning of this, December in Wuhan, China. Now, do you think this was intentional on their part? Do you think this was knowingly done when they had thousands and thousands of people gather from all over the world, about 1 billion people, and they gathered there in China about a month after this started, and then they all were dispersed all over the world, back to their homes?
Yeah, that's impossible to say because China is, you have no idea what's going on in China. You do know, however, that there are questions about the World Health Organization covering for China on the initial outbreak. And what you do have also is facts that World Health Organization and China and some of the players involved with the World Health Organization have a financial interest in this pandemic. You know, I've reported on Bill Gates and his close affiliations with the World Health Organization.
Yeah, and he's coming out now and saying this is how we should have done it, and this is what we need to do now. And you discredit him. You say he's got too many conflicts.
I think he does have too many conflicts of interest here. You know, the guy is the second largest funder of the World Health Organization, and players in the World Health Organization bow down to him. I mean, there have been reports on this for years now about how when Bill Gates walks into this UN agency and speaks, everybody listens. And if he's unhappy with the policies that are being pushed, then everybody changes course. Why? Because he's the second biggest funder of the World Health Organization. I mean, it's crazy. So I think these questions need to be asked. I just hate the fact that in this country now when a doctor gets on TV and says stay home, nobody bothers to ask any questions. It's just, okay, let's batten down the hatches and shut down churches.
All right, let's go the other way. Should we reopen everything right now and under what regulations?
I favor opening the economy. I sure do.
Yeah.
Right now? I think we went too far. Yes, I do. I think we went too far in shutting every school down in the nation. I think we went too far with that. I think we've gone too far in shutting down businesses and closing restaurants to in-dining services. I think we've just gone a little bit too far, and my worry is that once people are used to this, it's not going to go back to any type of normalcy we've had in America. It's going to be somewhere in the middle ground. We're going to have a nation on fear. So next time flu season rolls around, the same thing could crop up again. What's to say it won't?
So what you're saying is basically that Pelosi and the progressives are the real winners, while America are the real losers here.
I think that's an obvious, yes.
Yeah.
And Trump too. I think his presidency is in jeopardy now.
Well, is he being too off-standing to give all these medical experts the real platform on how we're going to do this, or should he hinted that he was going to step in there, and now he's relented. He's backed off. So is he being conned into doing this?
I don't know if conned is the right word, but I think he's being definitely too deferential to the medical experts. And here's the thing that we need to remember too, and I just put this piece up today. Donald Trump is an admitted germaphobe. For years now, he's been on record. This is widely known. Okay, so if you want to be completely cynical and go into conspiracy theory land, you can look at this, what's going on. Russia didn't take down Trump. Ukraine didn't take down Trump. The deep state, Comey, Peter Strzok, none of that took down Trump. And he's pushed through all his platforms and policies, from border control to the China trade deal. And now you have his one weakness. His one big weakness is he's a germaphobe. And so the left, I think, is using this to their very big advantage. And Trump, because he's so concerned about germs, he's giving more credence to these medical professionals than I think politically and economically speaking he should.
Pelosi is now reforming the old impeachment committee down there in the House, and can we expect an impeachment again?
Yes. You remember Adam Schiff at the tail end of the other one that went down in flames.
I was a very young person back then, so
this has been going on. This is how this is their playbook.
Yeah. All right. All right. Well, where can people find you, Cheryl? You're excellent as always, and boy, are you good. I got so much stuff written down, I just don't have the time to do it. That's why I love to have you on the show, because it's like I still have about 5 more questions, but I just can't do it. So where can people find you?
At the Washington Times, or on Twitter at CK Chumley.
Cheryl, my wife is very kind, and she delivered a meal to my son, but didn't get the pot back. You know what? I thought it was just a crock. Ladies and gentlemen, Cheryl Chumley, all the way from Virginia, which is got a great governor. You should go live with him, right?
Oh, gosh. Get me out of here.
Don't get you started on that one, right? There you go.
All right. You have a great weekend, and you are the greatest media goddess that I know. You're the only media goddess of this show, okay? Thank you so much, Cheryl.
Thanks, Dave.
Great weekend to you.
As well.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
What, are you getting a little jealous?
No.
No, she's good. I mean, come on.
No, just
my wife is looking at me like
pondering the crock pot joke.
Oh, that was pretty good, I thought. Come on.
No, it was a crock. It was a crock.
All right,
That's right.
It was a crock. Let's face it. All right, you said it. Said I'm going back to get the pot, but you would have been better off saying, I'm going back to get the crock. Okay.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
All right. Well, I'm just pointing it out. All right. So we're back here, and I don't know. What do you think, Steve? I thought that was pretty good.
That was a good interview.
Yeah.
Right. And just like she said, this whole coronavirus that obviously she's on the conspiracy theory side of things, but on the same aspect, what's the government going to use next time they want to do something like this? Or do you think that life will go back as normal? Or now that this has happened, they've got everybody quarantined, now are we under their, strict quarantine saying, if you come out, we're going to arrest you? I mean, who knows what's going to happen?
This is the real issue here. And Alan Dershowitz was on a show, I believe it was last night, and I saw an excerpt of it this morning. And he says, if this happens, you got to have a limited time. If you're going to make these kind of laws, you got to make it end at a certain time, and it has to be bipartisan. Well, this legislation is supposed to end in about 3 months, and it was bipartisan. So we'll see.
Right.
But, I think her point's absolutely well taken. I just don't see it right now that churches self-regulate. However, if they have people packed in church and they infect each other and then go out to the world, aren't they being like a little bit like China, who gathered all these people from all over the world, billions of them, and then sent them back to their homes? These are Chinese nationals who are visiting their families, and they're maybe citizens of other countries.
Right. So you're saying they congregated all these people to get as many people infected and then send them out into the world.
I'm wondering about that.
Yeah.
How did this happen? Were they pissed off at Trump?
What Cheryl was saying, though, Dave, is that, when you allow the church to congregate, they're self-respected people. They're not harmful people. So if they do congregate, they're going to probably do it in a manner that's not going to be contagious. So, and I think that's what she's saying is, let them make that decision.
But there's already been arrests at churches where they're sitting cramped next to each other. And this other guy seemed to have a solution. Paul Daugherty.
If everybody pulls up right next to each other, our cars. Well, but is it 6 feet apart from each other? Are
Roughly.
The windows going to be rolled down so they can hear the guy? So roughly.
It's a lot safer than what's sitting
right next
elbow
to
elbow. Yeah.
Well, can you reach your hand out the window and touch the guy's car next to you?
I'm pretty sure there's some risk.
Right.
There's some risk in anything. That's where I err on the side of, okay, so what? There's going to be some risk, but not a lot. We're always in risk of something.
Exactly.
And so how do you balance that?
Well, at this point, do you take that risk to, get somebody possibly infected? I think that's the whole point, and that's where everybody's scared and don't know what to do and how to do it.
I know. That's why we have a show, and we're trying to get, call the show. All right, 573-364-4433. Give us your opinion.
That's right.
Okay? And while I'm so darn aggravated,
I may have hung up on him. Yep, I think I did. I had a guy.
Oh, you had a guy on there?
Yeah,
call back.
He might have hung up, though.
Yeah, okay. We'll call back. The number is 573-364-4433, and I think we need a little levity. Do number 4, please.
Hang on.
Okay.
Let me rewind here a minute.
Alrighty.
It always helps to have this pushed up. And now, here's number 4. There we go.
When I first heard the 2,000-year-old man, I was laughing so hard my father came into my room and turned off the record player. I never knew a person could be that funny. And from the very first time I heard that album, from that moment on, I said to myself, I can never, ever be a comedian. What is the point? So Mel Brooks didn't get me into comedy. He kept me away from it. I wasted years doing nothing because of him. No job, living at home, lying on the couch watching Shindig. My parents were beside themselves. They cried themselves to sleep every night. He killed them. He killed my parents, that little Jew bastard.
Okay, you know what? Listen, these guys are politically liberal. They're on the opposite side of the page of me. I think they're stupid in a lot of ways, but this is This is humor. If you ever watched any of Mel Brooks' movies like Young Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles,
right,
and things like that, they were funnier than hell. And the Gene Wilder and guys like that,
right.
And what was the woman's name? Madeline Kahn, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, she was funny. Young Frankenstein is a classic. You know what I'm saying?
Terry Garr.
All right, we got to take a break. Call the. We want to say something? Go.
No, I wasn't going to say.
No,
anything.
you look like
no.
you had.
Oh no. I'm just the visions of the movies going through my mind. You know. Plus, I can't hit that high note that she did at the end of the show, so it don't matter.
Okay.
You know which
All
one
right.
I'm talking about? I think you do.
All right, call the show 573-364-4433. Elad Hakim, the legal genius, is up next, and he's got a different view than Cheryl Chumley on it. All right, hit it, please.
The break.
Break.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Usually you go call the show.
I thought I
Right.
just did, but
You
I
did?
had other stuff on it.
You did. Okay.
Yes. Sorry.
Take a break.
The Akar Real Estate sign in the yard is your first step to sold. Whether buying or selling, put the best team of realtors to work for you. Akar Real Estate is the top-selling real estate agency in 4 counties. They work diligently to make your real estate transactions happen. Independently owned and operated for over 12 years by Delek Akar, broker-owner. When you want results that move you, call the professionals at Akar Real Estate at 368-SELL. That's Akar Real Estate at 368-7355.
Sales results obtained from Maris Incorporated. Fixing your computer should be as easy as learning your ABCs, right? Wrong. The easiest way to fix a computer is to take a hammer to it, but that doesn't fix anything. So go back to the ABC basics, or really just the A, like an A1 Tech of Rolla LLC. A1 Tech takes the stress out of repairs for you with quick turnaround on all electronic repairs. With mobile pickup and on-site services, including evening and weekends, A1 Tech will be sure to have you up and running as quickly as possible. Give them a call at 458-9175 or visit a1techofrolla.com.
Why settle for the forecast when you can control it? Hartley's Climate Control is your locally owned heating, air conditioning, plus so much more company. Hartley's offers residential and commercial sales, service, and installation in the areas of heating and cooling, hearth and home, handyman services, and more to the Rolla, St. James, and surrounding areas. Call 573-368-3163 or visit them online at www.hartleyscc.com. Hartley's Climate Control, community-born, community-raised, community serving.
Lavish Day Spa is the place to get rid of all your stress and worries. We are a full-service spa and salon. I myself specialize in deep tissue massages. My favorite client is my father, Dave Weinbaum. Call 364-0905 to set your relief from pain and strain. That number again is 364-0905. Lavish Day Spa.
It's been over 35 years since Muffler Mart has opened their doors. Marty, Keith, and Carl combined have over 120 years of auto experience. The name says Muffler Mart, but they do it all. Thousands of customers have done business with Muffler Mart because they do what they say they're going to do. Woo! The next time you need work on your vehicle, head to Muffler Mart on Highway 63 South, across from Phelps County Fairgrounds in Rolla. For appointments, call 364-5434. That's 364-5434. Muffler Mart in Rolla.
If you've watched Storage Wars, you know how smelly and moldy your valuables can get. Daniel's climate-controlled units ends all that. It's like a spa for your stuff. Call Investment Realty at 364-4050 and reserve a unit for Daniel's climate-controlled and secure storage. That's 364-4050. Follow me at daveweinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
The Washington elites, the Wall Street types, and the media establishment have all pushed closer ties with China for decades. They're the same people who've been telling us that this will be great for America and the world if we integrate our economy with China's. It'll be great if we have a global economy where we send jobs overseas. It won't really matter. As it turns out, they were wrong about all of that. They've been wrong about this whole bargain. It's been terrible for America, and now we're living with the results. So I think we're finally waking up to, or at least the D.C. elite are finally waking up to, the wages of the bargain that they've struck. And it's time that we fundamentally rethink our relationship with China and the world. It's time to start putting American workers at the front and not kowtowing any longer to the Chinese government.
That was Josh Hawley from downtown Jeff City. I'll tell you what, this guy has been a hugely bright star after Claire Mikowski, all those years of Claire Mikowski, and she was awful. This guy's a sharp guy, well-spoken, and he's out there. He's a well-known speaker on Fox and others. I'd love to get him on the show. I've asked him. I guess he's too big for me, but I am a local guy, and I've got a lot of people listening and a lot of people who like him. So anyways, we're taking phone calls here, 573-364-4433. We got lots of issues. Should we go back today with some fundamentals? Now, they're talking about doing this statewide in places where the virus hasn't hit very hard, and this is one of them here in mid-Missouri. It's hardly had any effect at all, and yet we're down to drive-thrus. There's a lot of restaurants that are closed. There's a lot of businesses that are closed or will be closed on Monday. They're going to, I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen to me when I drive out to go to McDonald's. Are they going to check me and say, where are you going? And will I have to have a special license to go to work at McDonald's? All right? Or will we need special permission to go get groceries, So I understand where everybody's coming with this, and I think we need to get going sooner or later on the economy. We need to get people back to work.
Dave next door at Future Care.
Yeah.
I saw him in the parking lot yesterday, and he had a little letter from the state because he's an essential worker for that business. So, yes, they're issuing you a card and a letter that you work for an essential business. So you may want to check on it.
This is like being, it gives you shivers in a way because
kind
it's
of
like
sort of right.
People, when they started the
Holocaust. If you don't have it and you're out traveling, you're going to get ticketed and fined.
There's your papers. You have papers. What's it say? Weinbaum? What kind of a name is that? Don't tell me it's German. I know what it is. Whew. Oh, man.
To the phone lines we go, Dave.
Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Dave. First-time listener, first-time caller. My name's Paul.
Hi, Paul. How are you? What can I do for you? Where are you from?
I'm from O'Fallon, Illinois.
Oh, cool. All right, I got about 2 minutes, and go ahead. I got an interview calling in at 10:30, but go ahead.
What they're doing with this stopping people and giving them fines for being out and about, I think that's the beginning of martial law. I have an elderly father who is not able to cut his lawn, and I have to travel there to cut his lawn for him. And I also have a property in Missouri, and I need to take care of it. And I'm in absolutely no contact with anyone on any one of these spaces. When I go to my dad's house, he sits inside his house. I stand in the garage, and we converse back and forth like that with greater than a 6-foot distance. Stopping to get fuel, and other than that, I don't have any contact with anyone. So they're talking reasonable excuse.
Well, you're in Illinois, right?
Yes, I'm in Illinois.
Illinois is much stricter in the restrictions, I believe, than Missouri is right now.
Yeah, and I've heard that down in Florida, they're implementing a $500 fine and 60 days in jail for not staying at home.
Well, isn't that interesting? My next caller is calling me from Boca Raton, and he's a lawyer. Because we're going to be talking about that. He's been stuck in his home for a while now.
Yeah, I think if people just practice, the things I've been reading on the virus, if people practice safe hand washing, safe distancing, you shouldn't have a problem.
Pretty soon they got to release us dogs. We got to be able to do stuff. You know, we got to be able to go outside. We got to be able to, enjoy the atmosphere and stuff. All right, I think my interview is just called, so I think I got to end this. But you're welcome to call back later if you like, because you didn't know I had an interview coming up. So thanks a lot for calling all the way from Illinois. I appreciate that. Thank you, Paul. All right. And hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. I suspect this is Elad Hakim. Is that true?
It is.
All right. No. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
I thought I'd treat you like, yes, sir. Okay. I think we need his song, and then we'll talk to you about stuff. Boy, do we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, powerful South Florida lawyer. He's an expert on law and politics, writes for the Epic News, Washington Examiner, The Federalist. Please welcome the Perry Mason to the Dave Weinbaum Show, Elad Hakim. There you go. Well, nothing like Amy gets. She'll be on later, by the way. Nothing like Amy gets. So unlike, some that I interview, and I just interviewed Cheryl Chumley, who has an opposing view about shutting down churches. You are in favor of shutting down synagogues, as is the Rabbi Moshe, who you know, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You know what's amazing? Just as an aside, we have like a fraternity it's a fraternity sorority kind of thing where we have people that because of this show know each other from all over the world, basically. It's like a little fraternity sorority. Phi Beta MAGA Weinbaum. How's that?
That's wonderful.
Isn't that cool? I got to give Dr. Jane a credit for that because she came up with the MAGA part. Anyways, what is your point? Again, would you repeat that you are in favor of shutting down synagogues and churches to avoid the spreading of COVID-19?
Absolutely. I'm 100% in favor of it. And, I've actually gotten some pushback from a lot of conservatives because they don't like the fact that government is telling everyone what to do and states are using their police powers. But, states were given their police powers for a reason, and one of those reasons is to protect the public health. And, I recognize that there's a delicate balance between protecting our civil liberties and running into, what is it called, martial law, where you have the government telling you everything. But in this case, one of the reasons is to protect public health, and the law allows for it. The law allows states to utilize their police power and to shut down temporarily. The operative word is temporarily. If you start talking about indefinite shutdowns, you run into an entire different analysis. But temporary shutdowns, I think, are fine and should be in effect in order to prevent the spread of this virus.
Now, Dershowitz said on a show yesterday that the only way you do this stuff is if you have an end date and it's bipartisan. Would you agree with him?
I'd agree with the end date because do you mean for temples and churches, or
for example, this bill that's been up that we passed, that's been signed by the president, $2 trillion. I believe there's an end date on it, end of the year, something like that. So they're safe there, and it was bipartisan.
Well, I mean, the bipartisan part, you would hope. I think that the bipartisan part is hopeful. I think that the end date is required. I mean, I don't think you can have this thing where it goes indefinite because then you run into different constitutional issues.
Exactly.
For example, I'll tell you in Florida where DeSantis issues his executive orders, the law is that they have to be, I think there's 60 days.
Okay.
And after 60 days, he either has to renew them or they end. So they have to have end dates. The bipartisan, you would hope that things would be bipartisan in a situation like this. Although, as we've seen, it's not always the case. I mean, I haven't had a chance to look over what Pelosi recently proposed, her version of the coronavirus deal. But, you would hope that you would find bipartisan support here.
Well, yeah, but I wanted to go back to the churches because I have an instance of where this pastor in Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Paul Daugherty, he held services last Sunday in his parking lot, and he was in a crane high above everyone else. They were all parked, probably within reasonable social distance. And it was a sellout. I mean, he was great in it. And just as an aside, I also spoke in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 2018, and one of the people who was speaking next to me was his mother, the founder of the church. Isn't that something? Anyways, just throw that in there. But what do you think of that?
I think it's creative. I don't know the law in Oklahoma, so I can't speak as to what it allows.
Well, he checked first.
I definitely think it's creative.
He checked first with the governor, with the mayor, and they all said, sounds great. And he did it.
What about his congregants? I mean, he was high above, but what about his congregants?
They were in cars, fairly well, 4, 5, 6 feet from each other. And he couldn't hear them, but he had a loudspeaker, and so he said, "Can you, if I'm getting through to you, can you honk your horn?" And the sound almost kicked him off the pinnacle that he was standing on.
Definitely interesting.
Yeah,
definitely interesting.
Look on my
if
site.
The governor permitted it and it didn't violate any of the rules. I mean,
look at my Facebook page. You can see a picture on it. All right.
I never heard of that, but that's definitely creative. Look, the bottom line, Dave, is that I have a problem when people jeopardize others.
Exactly.
Okay, that's my problem. It's also why I have a problem with legalizing certain drugs, I don't care what people do at home. I have a problem, though, when people jeopardize others. And with this virus, it's the same thing. People are going out. We know the virus is very easily transmitted. It's clearly dangerous to certain groups of people, and even younger people now. And I don't think it's that much to ask for people to stay at home for X period of time so that we can try to curb the spread. And,
we're just now.
I recognize the effect on the economy. I recognize the effect on civil liberties. But, hey, sometimes you have to make sacrifices. And, I'm in the minority in conservative circles, but that's okay.
Well, it seems to me you got to get a handle on it, and once you get a handle on it, you're never going to get it perfect. We have vaccinations for flus of all sorts, all disease, measles, and that stuff, but people still die of it. You still catch it from other people, but it's not going to disappear entirely. But at a certain point, you're going to have to say, you know what, we need to risk it. We need to go. We got this. We think it's under control as we're ever going to get it, or at least close to that. And we got to go make a living here. The country can't survive unless we are in business.
But we are not. We don't have this under control. Right. And if we had it under control to some extent, I would agree with you. I'd say, look, things aren't going to get much better. We can either sit home like hermits, or we can go out and work. But we don't have this under control. Once that happens, whenever that happens, hopefully sooner rather than later, hopefully these medications turn out to be very effective, then you make, everyone makes his or her own decision based on the risk that they're willing to take, and you go out and you make a living. But now to do that, we don't have this under control at all. The numbers keep going up. People keep dying, and I don't care how many people are dying relative to how many people have it. We still don't have a treatment for people who have it that have, symptoms that are bad. I know quite a few people that have it.
All right. Well,
and their symptoms are bad.
Speaking of being in your house, I'm going to get a report later from your wife, Dr. Amy. So you can give me your version of how things are going under the house arrest, and with your lovely bride and children.
Excellent.
Go ahead. Give your
Excellent.
report.
I mean, things are great. You know,
Really?
We go on a walk every day outside in our neighborhood, just me and Amy, and the kids have, they're at school from 8 to 3 or whatever it is, 9 to 3, and things are great. They're not perfect as far as all of us would like to go out, and but we recognize that we're making sacrifices for the bigger, the better good. But things are great, thank God.
So do you
No
think
complaints.
that the COVID-19 was an intentional attack on the world in general, and the USA in particular? And is the UN and the World Health Organization complicit?
I don't know. Do I think it was intentionally released? I have no idea.
Well, let's put it this way. Is it not important to know this?
Sure. I mean, look, it would be, if you could definitively prove this, it would be very important. Do I think it was a ploy to hurt the president? I haven't seen or read anything about that isn't conspiracy kind of laden. I think that people are making jumps and making assumptions based on information that they're reading, but I haven't seen anything to show that this is a conspiracy. And by the way, I think the president's numbers are going to go up. I mean, I think he's handled this thing with amazing leadership and resolve. And looking at his temperament throughout every day, his temperament has changed. He's just different. I think he realizes. I think what's coming out across here is that he loves the American people.
Yeah, he hates this. He absolutely hates it. He despises it. And he's doing, in my opinion, he's doing everything in his power to fix this as fast as he can.
I agree with you 100%. I completely
I really
support
believe that. And I
approach.
think there's a lot of Democratic governors out there who may not say it in public. Some have. Gavin, Cuomo in New York, Gavin in California, they have complimented the president. But, of course, now they take a snipe at him every once in a while. But,
that's expected.
Yeah, but
that's expected. But like I tell people
Nancy
who have kind of
Pelosi,
opposed, that,
Nancy
listen,
Pelosi has railed against this
it's
president.
different when you
got to let me talk.
Jab at the president and allege a conspiracy.
Nancy Pelosi has railed against this president, and for not acting fast enough, claiming that because he didn't act fast enough, just days after the bill was signed, there were many, many people that died. And she's the one that delayed it, the bill.
Yes.
So now she's organizing her old crew, the posse there in the House, and they're going to try to investigate this and maybe impeach him for this.
Yeah, that's laughable. I mean, if you could tell me one thing, I have no idea what is impeachable about this. It's a joke. She's laughable. I mean, she's a joke. She doesn't deserve to be where she is. The fact that she can blame the president for the loss of life based on this virus when he is the one that immediately took steps with China, and she's the one that encouraged people to get together in California when she thought that there was discrimination going on against Asians or Asian Americans, and then she subsequently objected to the president's closure of certain areas against other or putting other countries on the do not fly list. She has, if anything, I would question, and I wrote a piece on it. I question her loyalty before I question Trump's. I mean, everything that she seems to support the rights of non-American citizens before the lives and health of American citizens.
Okay,
so,
Elad.
And the scariest part, Dave, is that she's third in line for the presidency.
I know.
Could you even imagine?
Well, how did she not know about this? Anyways, where can people find and hire you?
They can find me at Thoughtfully Conservative on Facebook and at Thoughtful GOP on Twitter, and then obviously just look me up with any law-related or legal-related questions.
Golfer said to me, he says, "You know what? You're a better golfer than me." I said, okay, I'll give you a stroke. The funeral is this Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, Elad Hakim, all the way from Boca Raton, shut in with his wife and seemingly enjoying it, and kids. All right, Shabbat Shalom, my friend, and hi to the kids.
Shabbat Shalom, guys. Stay safe, and say hi to my wife when you talk to her.
I will. I'll say hello from you to her. Aren't you living in the same house 24/7, for goodness sakes? You can't say hello by yourself?
It's different when it comes from you.
All right, I'll say hello. Steve, remind me.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Shabbat Shalom.
Bye.
Oh, okay. He's a hoot. And then his wife is going to be a bigger hoot. All right, so, hey, you know what I think? I think, everybody's a little down. Yeah, I'm a little down. I think we need a pep talk. I think we need number 5.
Nothing is over until we decide it is. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no!
Germans? Forget it, he's rolling.
And it ain't over now. Because when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Who's with me? Let's go! Come on! Ah! Where's the spirit? Where's the guts? Huh? This could be the greatest night of our lives. But you're gonna let it be the worst. Oh, we're afraid to go with you, Pluto. We might get in trouble. Well, just kiss my ass from now on! Not me! I'm not gonna take this! Wormer, he's a dead man! Marmalade, dead! Niedermeyer!
Dead! Pluto's right. Psychotic, but absolutely right. We gotta take these bastards. Now, we could fight them with conventional weapons. That could take years and cost millions of lives. No. No, in this case, I think we have to go all out. I think this situation absolutely requires a really futile and stupid gesture be done on somebody's part.
We're just the guys to do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do
Go. All right, we're all pumped up now. Did you get up? Did you at least get off your couch for a minute? Did you get a little excited? Was there blood blowing through your brain and your stomach and your arms and your arteries? Hi there, Brian. What's your hi there? This is Brian, right?
Yes, it is.
How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Good.
Say,
What's up?
I heard something on the radio that somebody else said, and I don't remember even when I heard it, but it sounds like a great idea. Let's make China pay for their nonsense about not reporting this virus when they should and all this. Once this is over, we need to tally up how many million or trillion dollars this cost, and just look at the national debt and subtract that amount from the national debt right then and there.
Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, there was a couple bills. I believe Hawley is in back on one of them, and the guy from Arkansas, I forget his last name, who's been all over this thing. Tall guy, starts with a C. Anyways, yeah, they're on it. The problem with this is that they got this deal. Now they're getting billions of dollars for China, and billions of dollars more than they were before. So, it's probably not going to work, but it does sound good, and we ought to get it on the record.
What do you mean we're getting billions from China or whatever?
Well, the president just signed a deal with them. In fact, that could be part of the reason why China's attacking us. Okay, and that's they signed a deal where they're remember they were putting all sorts of sanctions on them and things and.
Okay, true enough. But hey, if I make a deal with you to mow your grass and then I throw a rock through your window, I still got to pay for the window, right?
Okay, does it work like that in the real world?
Well, it needs
with China? Okay, I don't know. I mean, that's why he does. You know what? He laid off the Chinese in the last couple of ever since he talked to Xi the last time on the phone. He has laid off saying this is China, from China. If you haven't noticed that, I have, and others have too. And so I think he's trying to soften up a little bit. And, you never know what's going on totally. I don't know if it's the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do, but he seems to understand this stuff.
Let's assume that China was not acting in some kind of sneaky fashion, which I don't believe for a minute. I believe they were sneaky, but let's assume that they were not.
They certainly weren't honest about it.
I know that, and what I'm getting at is it doesn't matter whether I'm sneaky or not. If I throw a rock through your window, I gotta pay for it.
Okay.
There's no such thing as I didn't mean to, or it was an accident, or I didn't mean for that rock to get out of my hands, or I didn't mean for my lawnmower to pick up the rock. Okay, it doesn't matter. I did the damage. I pay for it. End of story. And they need to do the same thing.
Okay, well said, my friend. All right, I got to go. Thank you so much, Brian, for being a star on the Dave Weinbaum Show. Keep calling back, buddy. Thank you.
I'll call you when I can.
All right, I appreciate that. And I got another caller, right?
Got Laura Loomer.
Oh, she's already there?
She's here.
Holy cow.
So
you know what? I just gave her
a little early.
Gave her that's fine. Hell. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. Are you this bored that you got to call me 10 minutes early?
You said 3 minutes. You said 3-minute warning.
I did?
I just called you.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean.
Well, good. So you were sitting there by your phone hoping that I would call you on early, right? So this was my mistake. All right, you're pointing it out, and you're very, very, well, you absolutely are right. I guess I screwed up. I don't know why, but I thought it was.
Boy, that was tough, wasn't it, Dave? that was real tough.
Man, I had to drag that one out of myself. It's like I pulled it out of me, and I'm looking at it, and I says, no, I'm stuffing it back in. Laura, this was your fault. No, anyways, we're going to play your song, and then I'll get right back to you, okay?
Uh-huh.
Ladies and gentlemen, former investigative reporter, the most banned person in history, and the bravest person I know. Now running for Congress in Florida's 21st District and the lowest lane to the Dave Weinbaum Show, please welcome Laura the Illuminator Loomer. Oh, yeah. All right. Laura, how are you?
I'm doing well, I guess as well as I can be in quarantine. I don't have coronavirus, and I'm healthy, so things could be worse, I suppose. How are you?
I'm pretty good. We're hanging in. I mean, they're, making restrictions. Well, we don't have the restrictions that you have. I mean, you're under house arrest, basically, aren't you?
Well, yeah. I mean, I can still leave to go for walks, and I've been going for walks with my dog, but and you can go to the grocery store. But yes, they did issue a stay-at-home order, but not much has really changed because that's really how it's been since the beginning. I mean, you can leave to go get food, and you can go to the hospital, but there's nothing to do anyway. So why would I be leaving my place unless I'm going to be, going for a walk? But
are you okay with this? Are you okay with this so far?
No.
Okay. What should have been done, and what would you have done?
Well, look, I don't want to criticize the president, and I understand that this coronavirus is a new phenomenon for the world and for our country, and people are trying to minimize the death toll and the infection rate, and it's always easier, I suppose, when you have data sets like you do with the flu, and you can predict or how to treat something. They don't even have a vaccine or any type of treatment for this coronavirus yet. They're talking about some medications and azithromycin and anti-malaria drugs as possible treatments. But every single day, the information is changing. Would I have shut down the entire country and the entire economy? Absolutely not. I think that this so-called cure right now is going to have more lethal effects than the virus itself. Already, we're seeing just yesterday, there's an additional 6.6 million unemployment claims, and you add that on to the nearly 3 from last week, you have about 10 million people now who are out of work in the span of a week and a half because of these shutdowns and quarantine orders. You are going to see really drastic, detrimental societal effects as a result of quarantine that are a result of people being in quarantine from coronavirus, and deaths that are going to occur, and illnesses, and I guess harmful effects on people both mentally and physically, people who aren't even going to contract coronavirus. For example, I saw a report this morning that there was a man who got so upset that he was laid off, and he got so upset about the pandemic that he killed his wife or girlfriend and then shot himself.
Oh, my God.
I was taking my dog for a walk the other day, and I saw these 2 police officers because, there's always cop cars stationed in front of my building.
Yeah.
So I said, oh, well, how's it going? I'm sure, is crime down? Are you guys having to respond to less calls? And they said, violent crime is increasing. And they told me that they're getting a lot more phone calls for domestic violence disputes because people are at home, they're drinking all day now, they don't have work, and so people are very depressed. They said that they have had increased calls to respond to suicides, and I'm sure that the suicide rate is going to increase drastically as people find themselves depressed and in isolation with growing levels of anxiety. They are now locking pastors and rabbis up in jail across the country for hosting religious services. And a lot of people, all they have in life is God. All they have in life is prayer. And to take that away from somebody in a time while also forcing them into isolation and quarantine, I mean, this is going to have serious effects on our mental health system in this country.
Well, and it's going to be a lasting effect, too. It's going to be a lasting effect.
Yeah, and I feel like the entire country is going to develop some form of PTSD or some form of anxiety or depression over this. And, already 1/3, 1 in all 3 adults in this country and sometime in their life will have taken antidepressants, or they have taken antidepressants or some type of anxiety medication. So we already have a mental health crisis in our country as it is, but it's going to be exacerbated significantly because of this. And I don't really see anybody talking about that. I want to know what the death rate as a result of people engaging in behaviors or activities or potentially even killing themselves or acting out in ways like domestic violence, for example. What are those numbers going to be when it comes to a death toll when you compare the amount of people who die from coronavirus? Are those numbers, are those deaths going to be included in the total death count as a coronavirus death? And, I also am thinking about the effects this is going to have on children. Yeah. There's a lot of people around the world, children, who are in abusive households. And children, often they go to school and it's their escape, and their teachers are able to see if they're being abused, if they show up with marks on their bodies. A lot of schools provide meals and nutrition for students. And I just feel so awful for a lot of the children of the world who are locked in homes with abusive parents. Maybe they're being sexually assaulted and abused or beaten. They're not getting fed. There's a lot of issues that are happening now, and it's going to have effects as well on people's nutrition. You know that there's people who are going to be too proud to ask for help during this time, and they're going to suffer tremendously. Let
me ask you this: should there have been any quarantine at all?
Well, I'm not a health expert. I'm not Dr.
Okay.
Fauci.
So the health experts are telling the president that you're going to have thousands, 100,000, 200,000, maybe 1 million dead bodies.
Yeah. I think that it could have been a modified quarantine.
Okay, all right. So it's not all or nothing, right? See,
yes,
this thing, in my opinion, we didn't have a clue as to what we were dealing with, and we're starting to figure it out. And I think within about 10 days from now, you're going to see everything peak at hopefully a lower level than they were thinking, and then it's going to come down, and then maybe we can start releasing it. The problem is, will we be able to go back to what we were as much as possible? I'm not sure about that one.
Well, I don't know. That's why I'm worried, and I know a lot of people are talking about this, that this cure is going to be more lethal for our country than the virus itself.
Yeah.
And it's obviously very sad that people are dying and people are being infected, but what is going to be the impact? Is the economic impact going to be greater than the death toll, right? And I know that all life is precious and all life is valuable, and it's very sad that people are dying.
Well, there are going to be people who are dying because of the economic impact.
There are, exactly. And so at what point in time do you say, okay, people are dying and we're going to do what we can to prevent this and try to, have research and medical responses to prevent a death toll, but we also need the country to go on, right? People need to be able to make a living. People are not going to be able to survive, to feed themselves, to be able to live a life and prosper both physically and mentally if they have no income coming in. And $1,200 isn't going to cut it. $1,200 isn't going to feed people for 5 months, okay? And there are reports that this could potentially go on for several more months throughout summer.
This interview was so good, I hardly had to say a word. Thank you very much. Hey, where can people find and contribute to you?
Well, I'm running for Congress, so the best place right now is to go to my congressional website, LauraLoomerForCongress.com. I know that a lot of people right now can't afford to donate because they are laid off, so don't donate if you can't afford. But, elections do need to go on, and I do need to win my race. And now more than ever, you see the need for Republicans to take back the House. So if you can afford to do so, you can make a donation at LauraLoomerForCongress.com.
Have you been washing your hands a little bit more than before the COVID-19?
I mean, I suppose, but also, too, I don't know why washing your hands has become some type of new phenomenon. I mean, I wash my hands all the time. That's a normal thing.
Well, you know what? I did, too, but I scrub my hands so hard now that it revealed 2 old wedding rings and a tattoo on my wrist that said, "I'll never get married again." I forgot about those things, though. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my wife is looking like you're reacting, and only Steve is laughing, and he held it in.
I'm not laughing. I'm laughing at how much in trouble you're in now.
I know, and you know what? I said to you, you need a guy to, you need a husband to nag and argue with, and maybe I take that back if you're talking about all these people beating each other up. I don't know.
Oh, Dave, you're gonna die. You're gonna die from coronavirus, but not from the virus. You're just gonna piss your wife off so much that she has her way with you tonight.
And blame it on the coronavirus.
I'm looking at her. She's laughing right now.
Very
but
likely.
She's scheming. I can tell the little brain's going, and she's scheming. Actually, she's an MBA.
You'll fall asleep
early.
And
I got to fall asleep sometime. What?
No one's even going to know that no one is even going to know that your wife murdered you because we're in quarantine and no one can go outside anyway.
Oh my God.
Right.
Would you I think this interview is over. Now you're giving her really good ideas.
We would suggest her people will get a hold
Ladies
of
and
Hillary's
gentlemen,
people, come on.
I have just been loomered by one of my favorite guests, Laura Loomer. I just been loomered. She nailed my butt.
Thank you, Laura.
All right. Shabbat shalom. Have a good weekend. Don't trip over the dog or anything.
See you later.
See ya.
I hope you have a good Passover, too.
Yeah, thanks. Enough. Quit pigeonholing me. That's wrong. I'll tell you what. All right. Oh, man. All right, we're going to take a break right now. Why? Because the boss indicated that to me. Do you need to do any announcement?
No.
For your hourly thing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you are listening to KKID Salem Rolla. We are in the 4-minute window, so boom.
Barely. All right, call the show, 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Happy by bringing home Lee's famous recipe chicken. Choose from one of our many different specials, like the 16-piece classic or breast strip family meal, to the 8 different daily lunch specials. Call today for your next catering at 573-364-9330 or visit us on the web at leesrolla.com. leesfamous.com or just stop by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Rolla at 1902 North Bishop Avenue.
Owning a business can be tough, and knowing what insurance you need can be confusing. Help is here with the Daniel & Henry Company. Daniel & Henry Company is an independent insurance broker providing a full range of risk management and insurance products and services for clients locally, nationally, and internationally. They find cost-effective solutions for your business and personal needs, from work comp, general liability, property and auto, and all points in between. Protecting your business is their business. Call Richard Boyette at the Daniel & Henry Company today, 314-444-5011.
Hi, I'm Pat Tackett, broker for VIP Properties with offices in Salem and Houston. We welcome you to stop by one of our offices and visit. If you have any questions regarding real estate with buying or selling, all agents with VIP Properties will be happy to help you with your interest. We have a wide selection of listings with residential, farms, commercial, recreational, even a few live water properties. In Houston, call 417-967-8888 or Salem 573-729-7622. Thanks and stop by.
Reality check number 36. Shouldn't your personal banker know you, well, personally? At Town & Country Bank, we have a solution for that. The first thing we do is get to know you. Are you a planner or a last-second guy? Have a house full of crazy kids or an empty nest? We aren't just your banker. We're your neighbor who helps with money. We might even spring for a cup next time we see you in the coffee shop. Town & Country Bank. Smart, friendly solutions. Member FDIC.
Welcome to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Tonight's feature is Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, featuring their greatest hits, guaranteed low prices, guaranteed work, and their #1 hit, locally owned and operated. So call and get your tickets to the greatest rock and roll show on earth. Melrose Asphalt and Quarry, 364-9101. That's 364-9101. Melrose Asphalt is a local business and not an actual rock band.
If you've watched Storage Wars, you know how smelly and moldy your valuables can get. Daniel's climate-controlled units ends all that. It's like a spa for your stuff. Call Investment Realty at 364-4050 and reserve a unit for Daniel's climate-controlled and secure storage. That's 364-4050.
Come see the professionals at Brown Vet Clinic of Rolla, where they promise to place your pet's health and wellness above all considerations. They communicate openly with you about the individual preventative needs of your pet and help protect them from common infectious and contagious diseases while using the best available methods, no matter how big or small the animal. The staff is there to help you 24/7 and will get you an appointment as quickly as possible. Give Brown Vet Clinic a call today for all your animal needs. 364-1919.
Dear people who haven't had a Big Mac, who saw millions of people enjoying something and said, no thanks. We're not giving up on you, because today is a new day. A day for a burger that has a bun in the middle because it can. A day for a sauce so special they put it on there twice. A day for McDonald's most McDonald's burger. So go, because today's your day for a Big Mac.
Now available in 3 sizes, including the new Little Mac and Double Big Mac burgers at participating McDonald's for a limited time.
Follow me at daveweinbaum.net, at The Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
It's one thing to promise these tests. The Abbott platform, called the Now platform, can test 50,000 people a day, and it can do it right on the spot. You don't have to send a specimen to the lab. I can literally test something from your nose, put it into the machine, and 5 to 13 minutes later, I go bang through molecular genetics, state of the art. You have it or you don't have it. But we need to get it to the hospitals. We need to get it to the clinics and the doctor's office. It needs to be to those mobile units. They can do 50,000 specimens a day. We right away need the 50,000 specimens now. If I know you have it, I can tell you to stay home. Then I can really tell who you've been in contact with. It's the people that are walking around with COVID-19 that we don't know about that are spreading it.
Well, there's more from a Dr. Siegel on Fox and Friends, and it's you got to listen to him. I mean, this is new stuff. I think we've had a kind of a coming together. Even Cheryl Chumley agreed with the fact that, well, even though she's saying the churches should be in charge of how much social distance between the parishioners they have in their own church, I think she agreed that they ought to do it and not willy-nilly have people scrunched together in this time. So I think we're reaching a consensus. We're reaching a consensus. Even Laura Loomer and others are saying eventually we got to get back to having an economy. We got to get control of this thing, which I think we're doing. I think it'll be pretty quick before we if everything's working like it should be, then we're going to see a death spike, and in about 10 days it's got to come down because people haven't been out to spread the disease. We're killing the disease because it's got nowhere else to go. You know, it's sort of like Ebola, which killed everyone just about who got it. Well, eventually it ran out of where it could go. So, you know, I don't know. You tell me. Call the show, 573-364-4433, and get it off your chest. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name and where are you calling from? Whoops. Sorry, I thought you did it. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Calm down. This is Chester from north of Doolittle.
What do you mean, calm down?
Take a breath.
Well, wait a minute.
Take a breath.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
I forgot to.
He actually went over there and pushed down something, and then I said, I'm still trying to figure out. I must have two callers now.
Yeah, now you're getting hysterical. Calm down.
Thanks, Chester.
Chester! Okay, go ahead. What are you doing? What do you want?
I want to harass you. I want to correct you.
Okay, well, let's hear it.
No, the thing about this whole issue is that with this disease is that there are so many different levels, and everybody is talking about it from their own point of view. Now, of course, if you're a medical person, the obvious solution is to just shut down everybody and just isolate the entire world. That's the obvious solution. Do that for 6 to 19 months, and the disease will go away, and everything will be fine. Except then it'll come back, and they'll do it all over again. Because there's no herd immunity, nobody's gotten it. Everybody's been sequestered away. As soon as one pops up, it happens all over again. The problem with the media is that the media has always been lying about everything that Trump says, and they really forced him, though, to kind of start yielding to the medical professionals. When that was the harassment, in fact, when he started this board of experts, all the headlines were, it's all politicians and government people and industry people, and there's no medical people on board, which was a total lie. But that's how it was immediately presented.
Okay, I'm going to put you in I'm going to put you in charge of the country, President Chester.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what would you have done in Trump's place?
Oh, you're not going to like this.
Well, go ahead and say it.
You're not going to like this.
Go ahead.
First of all, a lot of the shutdown would not be happening.
Okay, so what do you mean a lot of this?
Why.
What would be happening?
Business as usual for the most part.
Okay.
And here's why. How many people in this country die every day?
I don't know. Do you?
Over 7,000 on average, as of 2 years ago with this statistic. Every day, more than 7,000 people die of all kinds of diseases, causes, heart attacks, obesity, flu, medical malpractice.
Okay, your point's made. Continue, sir.
Why did we not shut down the entire country over the opioid epidemic? More people die of opioids than are dying of this.
It's not an infectious disease, though. It's a disease,
Doesn't
but
matter. We're talking numbers. We're talking about.
Of course, it matters.
You're talking about deaths on a daily basis.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. This whole thing is emotion driven.
Right.
And here's the problem: all these people who say who try to poo-poo or they don't believe in the conspiracy part.
Yeah.
Okay, wrong conspiracy. It's not a question of whether the Chinese did this deliberately or whether it was all an accident or whatever. That part doesn't even matter. What matters is that the American left immediately sprang on the issue and is corrupting everything. You have right now, you had even in the city of Rolla, you had a council member bringing up that stupid petition, and this petition's already been going around nationwide, about how we should have a complete ban on rent collection, on mortgage collection, on utility cutoff, and just it keeps on going and going. Basically, and free education, no debt. Basically, they're trying to shut down the entire country, and at the same time stop all legal responsibility, all business, which means everybody will end up being on the government dole.
Yeah, they're taking advantage of this to try to turn this into a totally socialist country. I would agree on that.
Conspiracy.
So how long before the Civil War starts then, Chester?
Days, actually, because if you had really shut down, if you had done nationwide what they're screaming for, like in New York, you would have food riots in 2 days.
Yeah.
Because there'd be nothing happening. Now, that's the other hypocrisy. They're trying to blame Trump for not acting. 2 months ago, while he was still being impeached, he stopped everything from coming from China. And what happens in New York? De Blasio says, let's go and celebrate.
Well, good. You were listening to my show earlier.
Exactly. No, I'm just repeating the point for the audience.
Thank you.
And Nancy Pelosi is out there saying we need to embrace Chinatown and go out there and celebrate the Chinese New Year, and all this stuff is happening all the time. In New Orleans, the mayor,
the Mardi Gras, right?
The mayor is complaining that the feds did not shut her down for Mardi Gras. Like she has no brain. Well, obviously she doesn't, but that's the problem. Now, if you had done, and this is the problem. Now, there's this whole big push news-wise. You notice there's a lot of stories attacking our governor because he has not mandated statewide shutdown. Yeah. Why should he? He's got responsible county and city managements, he figures, and let them do what they think is right. But look what's happening in other places. New York, Cuomo is screaming for a nationwide shutdown. President says, okay, how about we just quarantine New York? No, can't do that. What do you mean?
I don't remember him saying that the whole nation should be shut down. But
that's what they're all advocating for when they're talking about. They want the president to take national control, meaning they want him to shut everything down, to isolate, to order everybody.
I've been listening pretty close, but I didn't hear that one.
If you want to he didn't say it exactly the same way you're thinking of it. If you want to put everybody in lockdown, that is a quarantine. Same effect. But see, he still objects to the idea of New Yorkers being quarantined.
Yeah.
He wants everybody to be quarantined. See, that's his point. That's what he said repeatedly. It does no good for one state. It's just like gun control. It does no good for one state to quarantine because then you still have to lock down because then other people can still come in.
Okay.
See, so you can't have that. What you have to have is a total shutdown or a lockdown. Well, if you talk about lockdown, that in effect is a quarantine and a different.
All right, one more point. Make it, because I got to go.
I just did. God bless y'all.
God bless you.
Thanks, Chester.
Thanks for taking it easy on me. Wow, I expected a lot worse.
If you'd be quiet, I'd even talk more, and then you wouldn't have to.
Yeah, well, listen to this one. You're a wuss. Say hello to your wife, though. She's a nice person, but you're a wuss. All right. Oh God, he's going to be mad. Hello, you got your radio on?
Nope, not now.
Okay. Hi, JL. How you doing, buddy?
Well, you know what, Dave? I got up this morning, so it's another good day.
Well, that's good. You got up to do what? Can you go out of the house?
No, you know what I do on Friday, Dave. Come on.
Well, you listen to this show, thank goodness.
There you go.
There
you go. Do I need to say more than what I do on Friday?
Not at all.
Hey, Hannity yesterday about these stimulus checks that are coming.
Yeah.
He was saying that people that are retired on Social Security will not automatically get them. You'll have to go through some steps to get any of this extra money, which kind of, I guess that's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we are retired, but some of us out here are having a rough time too.
My wife is shaking her head.
I thought they reversed that last night.
Well, now this was yesterday afternoon on Hannity. They may have done that.
On the radio show?
They may have.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I think they lifted that restriction if you're on Social Security.
All right. Well, I guess you're still getting your check, buddy. You can buy a couple of hamburgers at McDonald's. How's that?
Well, yeah. Yeah, of course, Dave. Just, what the heck, right? But can I have fries with them, too? Is that okay or not?
You want large?
Yes.
He's going to charge you for those, right? You realize
well,
that.
Of course I'm going to charge him. How many times have you taken? Wait a minute.
Free fries.
How many times has he gotten the gift certificate from McDonald's? $35 just for being on this show.
Well, yeah, but guess who used to open the show for you, too, a long time ago?
Who, you?
Yes.
Did you really? Well, what happened?
Yes, I
did JJ come and beat you up?
I'll tell you what, Dave. I'll tell you exactly what happened.
What happened?
I had to move, and I had to do it myself because I couldn't afford the movers. So it took me a while. Come on, I'm going to be 72 this month.
Well, mazel tov! Congratulations to you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm only a half year away from you. Did you know that?
Happy birthday, JL.
Yeah,
well,
happy almost birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, Friday I'll call in next Friday. But anyway,
right.
Well, Dave, then how about this? How about a little respect for your elders? Okay.
Yeah, alrighty. I'll open the door for you next time I see you at McDonald's. How's that?
A little is all he has.
Very little.
Oh yeah. I thought you were close.
I don't even respect myself. Why the hell am I going to respect you?
Yeah, that's true. I believe that.
Anyway. My friend.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Thanks for taking my call. And one quick thing here, Dave.
Yeah.
What do you call a baptized Mexican?
What do you call a baptized Mexican? Jose, holy? What?
Bean dip.
Bean dip. Being dipped.
You got to understand baptism.
You're asking a Jew about something. We never get baptized, so we don't know about that stuff. Instead, we get our penises snipped. Okay, in my case, they needed a hedge trimmer. So there you go. All right, thank you, JL.
Keep telling yourself that, Jay. Keep telling yourself.
He's the only one laughing.
I know. I love it. I don't care.
Didn't say how big a head.
Thank you. Have a great weekend. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Dave, this is Paul from Sullivan, Missouri.
Who's this?
Paul from Sullivan, Missouri.
Hey, Paul. How you doing?
Okay, great.
Good.
I just heard you talking about McDonald's.
Yeah.
Do any of you guys hunt or believe in the right to hunt?
Do any of us guys hunt?
Yeah, anybody at the show. Do you believe in the right to hunt?
Well, they all hunt out here. I've hunted. Yes.
Great.
Fish. I fish.
Because McDonald's, Bic, Pepsi, and Levi's are all part of the anti-hunting campaign who donate big money to the anti-gun activists and anti-hunting activists.
Well, I know that was rumored to be the case for a long time ago with McDonald's, but I don't know if that's true right now. I really don't.
Yeah, it still shows up when you look up over it.
Well, sure, it shows up, but it was like in 2012 or something like that. I've looked it up.
Yeah.
I don't know of anybody in McDonald's that's anti-hunting. Let's put it that way. If there are, I don't know about it. All right. Why don't you send me a link at Dave Wine? Let's see, DWein DWEIN at fidnet.com. All right. DWein at fidnet.com. All right.
How do you spell the Fidnet?
FIDNET.
FIDNET.
Yeah.
D Weinbaum at fidnet.com.
D as in David, yeah.
Wine, it's not.
WEIN. WEIN at fidnet.com.
I sure will.
All right, thanks a
Paul.
lot. Appreciate it, Paul. All right. So I guess we don't have any more callers right now. I think
Not
it's
right now.
appropriate time to take a break. Then we got to take a break.
We need to.
Yeah. My goodness. Well, a lot of callers. You know what? Exciting show.
Yes.
I'm not apologizing. It's a good show. All right, call the show, 364-4433. We got Dr. Amy coming on next for her version of whether or not her and Elad are really getting along. Hit it.
Get it off your chest.
Get it off your chest. Yes, thank you.
Let me ask you something, partner. What are you doing for lunch? Surely you can do better than one of those fast food places or something that comes out of a brown bag. Come on over to Colton's Steakhouse and Grill. Lunch can be fun, tasty, affordable, and quick. Colton's has a special lunch menu. Steak, chicken, seafood, salad, sandwiches, and our Montana burger. Plus at lunch you get Colton's famous homemade yeast rolls. Now you got lunch plans. At Colton's, where we know what's at stake.
Colton's Steakhouse in Rolla.
If you're in the food business and your walk-in cooler quits, do you think you can call just any heating and refrigeration guy to fix it? Think again. Time is money, and you don't want to have to wait while an air conditioner repairman tries to figure out what's wrong. At Cox Brothers, food equipment repair is who we are. We have the specialized training and know-how to protect your expensive and fragile inventory while we repair your broken equipment. When you need food service repairs, go right to the experts. Cox Brothers Food Equipment Repair in St. James. We'll keep the hot side hot and the cold side cold.
Of the multiple choices for investing advice, the Brummett team at Stifel is ready, willing, and able to form a plan to suit your needs. Member of SIPC and NYSE, the Brummett team has been in business for 30 years. Call 573-364-8930. That's 573-364-8930. My son Aaron and I are proud clients of the Brummett team.
Every business needs just the right sign to get people into your business. Missouri Neon Outdoor is here to help. Missouri Neon Outdoor has been family-owned and serving the Ozarks for 80 years. Outdoor advertising remains one of the most cost-effective ways for businesses to build awareness and drive customers to their door. And they offer billboard coverage in over 25 counties in southwest Missouri. Missouri Neon Outdoor has an expert creative staff that can design a great look for you. Call today for available locations in your area. 1-800-788-1778.
Does your trip to the dentist office sound like this? If so, it's time to come see the friendly staff at Forum Dental, where they make dentistry simple and fun. Forum Dental is committed to patient satisfaction and high-quality dental care. So come to Forum Dental, where they do it all, from teeth cleaning and whitening to bridges and crowns and so much more. At Forum Dental, they make every dental experience a pleasant one. Forum Dental, working together to be better. Visit their website at forumdental.com.
The Akar Real Estate sign in the yard is your first step to sold. Whether buying or selling, put the best team of realtors to work for you. Akar Real Estate is the top-selling real estate agency in 4 counties. They work diligently to make your real estate transactions happen. Independently owned and operated for over 12 years by Delek Akar, broker-owner. When you want results that move you, call the professionals at Akar Real Estate at 368-SELL. That's Akar Real Estate at 368-7355.
Sales results obtained from Maris Incorporated. Fixing your computer should be as easy as learning your ABCs, right? Wrong. The easiest way to fix a computer is to take a hammer to it, but that doesn't fix anything. So go back to the ABC basics, or really just the A, like an A1 Tech of Rolla LLC. A1 Tech takes the stress out of repairs for you with quick turnaround on all electronic repairs. With mobile pickup and on-site services, including evening and weekends, A1 Tech will be sure to have you up and running as quickly as possible. Give them a call at 458-9175 or visit a1techofrolla.com.
Follow me at daveweinbaum.net, at the Dave Weinbaum on Twitter, and streaming live on the Dave Weinbaum Show Facebook page.
Within a few hundred yards of the wet market was something called the Wuhan Center for Disease Control and Prevention. According to public reports, the center used intermediate horseshoe bats for research. Then about 7 miles away was another facility. This one was called the Wuhan Institute of Virology. The Virology Institute also conducted research on intermediate horseshoe bats, the ones that were not sold at the wet market. South China University scientists concluded that the coronavirus pandemic, the one that people are dying from here, likely came from one of these 2 government labs in Wuhan. They noticed that a scientist at the Wuhan Center for Disease Control and Prevention had been exposed to the blood and urine of horseshoe bats. They also suggested that infected tissue samples from research animals may have wound up in the Wuhan wet market. And they ended the paper this way, quote, "The killer coronavirus probably originated from a laboratory in Wuhan. Safety levels may need to be reinforced in high-risk biohazardous laboratories. Regulations may be taken to relocate these laboratories, far away from city centers and other densely populated places.
This is a Chinese paper. It's not from anyone else. Okay? So that's why I'm saying after this thing happened, there was no communication coming out of China, and then they said everything's under control. And then they held these festivals that brought people from all over the world to China. And they crowded together a billion people. A billion. And then they went home and went all over the world. Hi there, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. I think I know who this is. No?
Yes.
Yes? What are you talking about?
This is Pastor Pat.
Oh, Pastor Pat. Hi there. Sorry. There's my interview calling right now. Can you call me back right after this?
Sure.
Okay, Pastor Pat. Thanks. Yeah, there she is. I almost called her Dr. Amy.
I was thinking you were gone.
Hi, Dr. Amy. How you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Yeah, I don't believe you. Anyways, play your song, please. Thank you. There we go. Now you're going to feel better.
I will.
That's right.
Busted for Latin Baton Rouge, waiting for a train. I was feeling near as faded as my jeans. Bobby thumbed a diesel down just before it rained and rode us all the way to New Orleans. I pulled my harpoon out of my dirty red bandana. I was playing soft for Bobby sang the blues, yeah. Windshield wipers slapped in time, holding Bobby's hand in mine. We sang every song the driver knew. Freedom's just another word for
Expert on bad bosses and watery escapes, as she has sound advice on almost anything. A best-selling author, motivational speaker, and the shrink to the Dave Weinbaum Show. Ladies and gentlemen, please greet Dr. Amy Cooper Hakim. You know, I don't know if you know this or not, but, Elad says to say hi. I don't know if you guys are talking to each other still. But he has me telling you to say hi. I don't understand it. The guy sounded miserable, like he's, oh, my God, I can't go through another week of this.
You know, we're really doing okay.
Yeah,
we enjoy.
I was kidding you.
Family.
He said very nice things.
Yeah, no, I know he does. But really, we enjoy it. I mean, I would prefer to be able to move more freely, and I wish we weren't in this pandemic, but it's nice to spend time together with our family. We're enjoying it. And Elad and I are actually getting out and taking morning walks, which is pretty impressive. I am not an exerciser, so yes.
Well, you're not exactly a martial arts student. I know
Oh,
that
well,
much.
I'm definitely not that. He tries to pick up the pace. I know he's got this mysterious, devious kind of way, and he'll be like, oh, and all of a sudden I'm panting. I'm like, no, let's slow it down.
You.
But we walk the neighborhood, which is about a full mile when we go in and out of every street.
Well, that's very nice.
That's what we've been doing every day.
And you wave at the neighbors, and hopefully they wave back with all their fingers, right? You know, you can get pretty cranky sitting in the house all day. People walk by, you give them the one finger wave. You know, you get a little aggravated, right?
Now, before you just said all the fingers, not the one finger.
Oh, did I say that? I'm
Yeah.
sorry. All right. Anyways, rumor has it that you're molting layers of skin left and right and haven't had hot water in weeks from all the showers you've taken. Is that true?
You know, it's been a little bit of an adjustment getting used to having everyone under one roof, but we're making it work. We really
All
are.
right, so
not
now,
too many showers.
now you were thrilled with it the first time I talked to you. Oh wow, this is
am.
great.
I'm really
this
happy.
now we're getting along sort of, and everything is okay.
No. Legitimately, we are. I don't want to jinx it, but our kids get so beautifully. Despite their ages and genders and all that stuff. And we've got a 15-year-old teenage boy We have a 13-year-old girl, and then we have a 9-year-old girl. And they all coexist beautifully. They do things together. They help one another. They share the ice cream. Even just before coming on today, my middle daughter, Adina, wanted the rest of some ice cream in the freezer. And before eating it, she specifically went to each of her siblings and said, "Is it okay if I have this? Were you wanting this?" So they're just considerate. Yeah, they're good kids.
Sweethearts.
And Elad's amazing, as you know. So
I know.
We're having fun.
I'm getting sick listening to this. What happened to me? Well, I'm happy now. Of course, my wife is ignoring me like usual. I just complimented you, and you don't care.
You did? I missed it?
Yeah, you missed it.
Dang it. Okay.
Hey, Dr. Amy, did I just compliment her? She's sitting 3 feet away from me.
Hey, it's 6 feet. Remember?
Oh,
It's
we're
6
married
feet.
though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you
All
stay
right.
6 feet away from your wife.
So you have a king size bed, is what you're saying?
No, well,
Yeah.
we get together.
Yeah. Got a king-size
I
bed.
think
Got
you're getting
that
a little
privacy,
personal.
clear glass
what are you
wall
talking
going
about?
through
My
the
wedding
middle of
bed.
it
He
now.
lays right on the edge, you know.
All right, I think this la. Turn off her mic, will you? Jeez, all right. So, as an expert on sleep, speaking of beds and stuff, you are an expert on sleep. Do you actually have a degree in sleep? What do you have to do to have a degree in sleep?
I don't know the answer to that, but I
Okay.
love sleep. That is just the best thing in the whole world.
So give us a few pointers on how to do it, and do it well. Do you wake up by alarm?
I actually, during the weekdays, I have to, but
Yeah.
I set my alarm. And if you're getting enough sleep, generally you wake up before the alarm. That's ideal.
Uh-huh.
But I really try my best to get on a regular sleep cycle so that on a weekend evening I'm going to sleep at the same time I would during the week. And when we do that, our body is used to it's the circadian rhythm, and it just helps us to feel more comfortable and less in need of caffeine. To me, that's the barometer. If I need, a couple cups of coffee before I can make a cohesive sentence, then I probably am not getting enough sleep. I actually struggle if Elad doesn't sleep well. Then sometimes
Really?
I have trouble because that's an issue.
Does he make a lot of noise when he's his sleep is disturbed, or what? Does he talk in his sleep? Can you tell us what he says?
You're going to use some of this. No, he actually has sleep apnea. So he struggles sometimes. Yes, but
Yeah.
I mean it's under control, but
Yeah.
it can be a little tough. So but I'm glad that he's doing.
So what are the other tips for sleeping? Let me just mention this. This is my system. Generally, I don't use an alarm. What I do is I have it measured by when I have to get up and go to the bathroom. I drink enough water that I know I've got about 3 hours and I'm going to get up and go to the bathroom. And then I'll go back to bed and I'll drink some more and maybe I have another 3 hours and I wake up at that point.
No.
No? It works for me. I don't understand.
Okay, so
And
if
I'm
it
getting-
works for you, then that's fine.
I'm
but
getting
I would
enough
say
sleep.
I would say that forcing, yourself to drink a certain amount so that you time it so that you get up, it's better just to know that you set an alarm, even if you know that you're going to wake up likely based on what you just described, say at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Then if you need to be up by 7:30, then maybe set an alarm at 7:15. And knowing that you'll likely wake up and turn it off without it going off, but knowing that you can allow yourself the freedom to sleep longer if you need.
What did people do in the old days when they had no alarms?
Well, then the roosters.
Okay, the roosters,
crow and
yeah.
wake them up.
And then you'd go out, and you'd gather the eggs from the roosters, and then you'd make an omelet, right?
There you go. But the idea is that in addition to having a regular routine and schedule, back to your initial question, you also want to create an environment where it's more conducive to sleep. So I happen to like watching TV before going to sleep, but for some, that actually, and depending on the show you watch and such, that can actually make someone more alert. So there's recommendation not to use any electronics, whether it be an iPad, an iPhone, even a television before bed. Rather, take a bath or listen to soft music, or, I happen to like a meditation app. I don't go or any of that, but I listen to.
Well, do you sing to it? I mean, you're a singer.
It's just beautiful, soft music.
Yeah. Okay.
It's really, really comforting.
It's like now. I get a massage. My wife and I get a massage from my daughter after the show. A couple hours later, I go work at McDonald's. She goes get a massage, and then I follow her. And she plays this music that puts me to sleep. It used to be so painful to do this because my daughter, I'll tell you what, she gets deep tissue on my knees and my legs. And so then when I finally get there, now that I've been through 2 years of this pain, I sleep right through the pain. But she has this music that's really soothing.
Music. That's the same kind of music. Yeah. It really works. It's almost, because it's so monotonous and soothing, it's just almost as if your body recognizes that and then says, oh, it's time to sleep. So I actually, you know me with my goals of sleeping for 8 hours and all. I set the timer on this meditation app so that it goes on for 8 hours.
So all the time you're asleep, you were listening to music?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, very softly.
What does Elad have to say to that?
He can't hear it. It's not a big deal. It's
okay, because sometimes that might be the cause of him struggling to get to sleep.
No, if anything, it sort of drowns him out a little bit.
Really?
But
in-depth interviews uncover a lot of things.
I need that app to help drown my wife out a little bit.
There you go.
Come on.
Snoring?
So there are a ton of them out there. I happen to use one called Calm, C-A-L-M, but there are a ton of them out there. And it's great. But so I set this timer for 8 full hours, and I know if I hear it and I have the opportunity to sleep more, then I can keep my eyes closed until I hit that 8-hour mark.
All right.
And then I feel like I'm meeting that goal too.
Okay, one more question. Should we do it? I've been having this argument with some of my managers at McDonald's. Should we be satisfied with doing our best, or be satisfied with doing whatever is necessary to get the job done?
Well, hopefully they're one and the same. But if not, then you need to work
believe
to
they
get
are.
the job. Well, okay, to get the job done, to what degree? So to me, when I think of getting the job done, I want to get the job done so that I'm exceeding expectations. If it's just barely getting the job done and, skating by, then obviously we want to do our best. But sometimes our best is just that. So I think that it's situation dependent and specific, but I think you should strive to always do more than you were doing before. If you mess up, then you have to wow on recovery. If you are consistently doing well, then you should still be benchmarking to see, how another store or restaurant is doing, so that you can do better the next time. You have to always move. If you're not moving, then you're going to fall backward.
So here's me. I'm saying, look, and this is me personally too. I really try to do my best to get the job done, all right? And sometimes I fail. And when I fail, I don't say, well, I tried to do my best. I say, I got to get a little better next time.
Yeah,
I got to
100%.
fix what I screwed up here. And that's what I'm trying to tell my managers, is that it's not
very hard.
Not necessary to
not
settle.
Not everyone is able to accept and embrace that philosophy. And that, by the way, Dave, what you just described it's true resilience. And that is the marking of someone who is successful, right? When you're able to take something and learn from it and move on, or mess up and bounce back and bounce further than you would had you not messed up, then you're learning from that, and it's helping to pave the way for you as you move forward and accomplish that goal and then future goals.
People should hire you just based on that concept. That's really good stuff. That's excellent
That's
stuff.
That's what they do hire me for.
He's catching on, isn't he? He's catching on.
And performance within the workplace.
In that case, Dr. Amy, where can people find you?
They can find me on my website, amycooperhakim.com, also cooperstrategicgroup.com. My book, Working with Difficult People, is sold anywhere books are sold, also in ebook and audio format. And I'm on all the platforms, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and what did I miss? YouTube at
And
Amy
she
Cooper Hakim.
hates social media, ladies and gentlemen.
I hate social media.
There you go.
I still hate social
A lot
media.
of you're a very complex person. There's a lot of a lot of contradictions there.
I disagree with that, Dave. She's an uncomplex person because she's not on social media.
No, she is on social media, but she hates it.
Well,
that's
I'm on
complex.
it because it's a necessary evil,
See,
and I think that there are some
all right.
beautiful components. I love connecting
Right.
with family and loved
Right.
ones, but I think that we get so obsessed with, did somebody respond? Did this person post? It gets a little overwhelming, and I think it can really, it's a time zapper.
So, do you think that the little phones and all the internet and everything has really brainwashed most of the American people?
Oh, I mean, I think so.
Yeah.
But I think it's wonderful in so many respects. Like, if you look at what we're going through now and the fact that we can stay connected through social technology, I mean, there's so many amazing things that we can do now that we couldn't do 15 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
So that's incredible.
Right.
But I think what happens is we become so dependent on it. If you go to a restaurant and you see two people, instead of sitting and talking to one another, they're on the phone or looking at something or taking a picture of their food so that somebody can see. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't take a picture. I know there are people who love to take pictures of their food. But
like,
I'm just saying, instead of having an interaction with someone, they're more interested in not only taking it but posting it and seeing what people say, and maybe even having them help to choose what dessert they have at that meal. I think that there are times and places for things.
Right.
And so that I think it's just the way that society is trending. And by the way, my kids do that. We go out. They want to take a picture of what they eat so that they can share it with their friends. So, I mean, I'm not immune to that. I just see it. And I think that what happens is when we don't have dialogue and we just have that, it's really very telling.
You know,
when we're
it's
allowed
almost
to go out to restaurants again. Seriously, look at that and see
know.
if you notice that people are not communicating as much. It's really it's a big deal.
It's almost like my wife sitting here and not listening to the show while she's on the computer, which she's doing right now.
I'm researching.
Yes, we have to be
she's
present.
researching. She's researching.
We have
she says.
to be present. It's so
see, you're
important.
on the.
But we
You have a
should utilize
microphone in front of
technology.
you, and we expect you to pipe in every once in a while. And you're over there doing research.
I'm researching posts on Facebook, see how many pictures of food I see.
Okay,
Right.
Dr. Amy.
There you go.
Really?
Dr. Amy, this is one last thing. One last thing, very important. I need to tell you this. My neighborhood was so tough. We played horseshoes with the horses still wearing them. You can tell that one to the kids, right? Or Elad.
I sure can.
All right, thank you so much. Shabbat shalom, my friend, and sleep well. I'm glad you're getting along.
Thank you.
I believe you. I believe
Take
you.
care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.
All right, she's wonderful. I tell you what, she's a great interview. This is a bad boss interview from like 3 years. How do you stretch it? It's almost like, it was tough to stretch the toilet paper out for 3 weeks. But this is 3 years.
There were 3 rolls. Come on, Dave.
I know, but but the jokes about them. Eventually, they get old. This never gets old because it's a human condition, and we're exploring the human condition. I hope you understand the importance of Dr. Amy on this show because she really gets down to the nitty gritty of how to do things mentally that will help you, and I really appreciate her for that. And I think my audience, if they don't get a big kick out of her, they ought to.
Right.
Anyhow, we got to take another break, and we're going to do that. Be back in a couple minutes. We'll have some ending stuff for the show. We'll make it as good as possible. You can call the show by calling 573-364-4433. Get it off your chest.
Owning a business can be tough, and knowing what insurance you need can be confusing. Help is here with the Daniel & Henry Company. Daniel & Henry Company is an independent insurance broker providing a full range of risk management and insurance products and services for clients locally, nationally, and internationally. They find cost-effective solutions for your business and personal needs, from work comp, general liability, property and auto, and all points in between. Protecting your business is their business. Call Richard Boyette at the Daniel & Henry Company today, 314-444-5011.
Fixing your computer should be as easy as learning your ABCs, right? Wrong. The easiest way to fix a computer is to take a hammer to it, but that doesn't fix anything. So go back to the ABC basics, or really just the A, like an A1 Tech of Rolla LLC. A1 Tech takes the stress out of repairs for you with quick turnaround on all electronic repairs. With mobile pickup and on-site services, including evening and weekends, A1 Tech will be sure to have you up and running as quickly as possible. Give them a call at 458-9175 or visit A1TechofRolla.com.
Why settle for the forecast when you can control it? Hartley's Climate Control is your locally owned heating, air conditioning, plus so much more company. Hartley's offers residential and commercial sales, service, and installation in the areas of heating and cooling, hearth and home, handyman services, and more to the Rolla, St. James, and surrounding areas. Call 573-368-3163 or visit them online at www.hartleyscc.com. Hartley's Climate Control, community-born, community-raised, community serving.
Your loved one may have lived an amazing life, inspiring family, friends, and everyone he or she met. And now you're wondering, how do we celebrate this amazing life? This is Rick Miller at Null & Son Funeral Home in Rolla. Whether funeral wishes have already been planned in advance or the arrangements are left up to the family, the professional staff at Null & Son will guide you through this difficult time. When you have questions, call or stop by Null & Son Funeral Home.
At Fairground Auto Plaza in Rolla, we're here to help with the Chevy Cares program. Right now, get 0% financing for 84 months on an all-new 2019 and 2020 Chevy Silverado 1500s, plus no payment for 120 days with GM financing. Also, we can work your entire vehicle deal online, and we can deliver to your door. That's right. Don't want to get out? No problem. For Phelps County residents, we'll come to you. Visit Fairground Auto Plaza online or at 100 Fairgrounds Road in Rolla. Chevy, find new roads.
Need to create a unique gift for your sweetheart? Want a gun, watch engraved? Need a trophy gift or award? Go no further than Kent Jewelry, 907 North Pine Street, downtown Rolla. Call 573-364-1030 and take your bag of jewels to Kent and ask to have your jewelry inspected and cleaned for free. Kent is my jeweler. Make him yours. 907 North Pine Street, downtown Rolla, 364-1030.
Make the whole family happy by bringing home Lee's famous recipe chicken. Choose from one of our many different specials, like the 16-piece classic or breast strip family meal, to the 8 different daily lunch specials. Call today for your next catering at 573-364-9330 or visit us on the web at leesrolla.com or just stop by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Rolla at 1902 North Bishop Avenue.
If you've watched Storage Wars, you know how smelly and moldy your valuables can get. Daniel's climate-controlled units ends all that. It's like a spa for your stuff. Call Investment Realty at 364-4050 and reserve a unit for Daniel's climate-controlled and secure storage. That's 364-4050.
Reality check number 22. On a scale of 1 to 10, shouldn't customer service be an 11? At Town & Country Bank, we have a solution for that. Walk into any Town & Country, and you'll feel welcome right away. We're your neighbors. If you're a customer, we'll probably even call you by name. It's just what neighbors do. Town & Country Bank. Smart, friendly solutions. Member FDIC.
They clearly see it as a geostrategic opportunity, the same way they see everything. I mean, listen, they have a plan. They want to be the central power. They want to be the dominant world power. They have a saying that there can only be one sun in the sky. That's the saying of Chinese government officials. And they intend that sun to be China, to be Beijing. And they see this as an opportunity along the way. But here's the thing, Tucker. This is also an opportunity for us. It is an opportunity for us to open our eyes. The American people have known this for decades. They've known that partnering with China is dangerous. They've known that sending our supply chains overseas was wrong. Now we have the opportunity to correct those mistakes. It's time that we go all in on America rather than all in on China, and we're going to have the chance to do that now.
If a golfer walks or has his or her own golf cart, couldn't we open golf courses so people could get some exercise? What do you say, Doctor?
You know, I've been thinking about that question for a lot. because I like the idea of the exercise, and I like the idea of the solo golfer, and I like the whole thing and not using the golf cart. I like it theoretically. My problem is the clubhouse. The problem with reopening the golf courses are going to be that there's going to be too much communing in the clubhouses and impossible to really keep the social distancing. But if you're asking me whether golfing itself is a great thing to do right now, absolutely. So if there's a way to do it and maintain social distancing and not have group gatherings, I would be for it. If you have access to a golf course in that way, the answer is yes.
So my son, by the way, happy birthday, Sonny Boy, who was apparently listening to the show, often tells me that he doesn't realize I have a show. But, we were arguing a little bit yesterday, and he just called me the A word. And,
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, you misread it.
No, he did. And that's fine, I don't care. I mean, we argue, and
you call him the A word. You call him Aaron all the time.
Yeah, I know. That's true. And I named him, too. And you know why I named him Aaron?
I have no idea.
This is how much love I have for my children. I named them the A letter. So if, in fact, they had a way to stand in line, they'd be first.
With a last
They'd be first in their class.
Like
Aaron,
Weinbaum.
with a last name like Weinbaum. I thought this could give them just a little bit of an advantage in life, and they turned on me. He's turned on me. There you go. I'll be okay. But you're not in the will anymore. You're in the won't. Anyways, happy birthday, Sonny Boy.
Come on.
Aaron Weinbaum. Happy birthday.
I hope his
okay.
birthday becomes a little more fun.
I'm not singing to him. I'm mad.
Thank you.
Hi, Brenna.
Aaron.
Now his wife.
I hate to see he's mad at you, but we appreciate him not singing.
His wife is terrific. His wife is terrific, Brenna, and she's wonderful. She's the one that my wife took dinner over to. And they forgot it, and they forgot to bring it back, and finally did. And I just said, it's a crock.
They didn't forget it.
It was a crock.
Yeah, the joke is a crock.
Okay, yeah, we're still taking calls, but you know what?
Got about 4 minutes.
By the way, I want to thank all my sponsors. I don't have a whole list of you right in front of me. However, that being said, I know, most of my sponsors are in business like I am, and these are tough times. All I can tell you is get together with your bankers, do whatever you can to survive, and I do appreciate it. If you want to talk to me about what I'm doing or how I'm doing it, or if you want to advise me on what to do, give me a call at 578-2700, or just give me a call because I'm so lonely. Anyways, this was an interesting show. I came in a frazzle. Because I'm looking at the paper that I have that I think is the second draft. I thought it was the right one, and then I thought, no, that's the pre-copy. What the hell did you do with the other one? I'm looking through my leaflet. I asked my wife when she came in, and I figured I had to wing it.
He was frazzled.
I was frazzled, yeah. But you know what? I was going to do it. And I was going to hide the fact that I didn't have the paper in front of me, and I would have winged it. And I think I would have carried it off. It's gotten to this point in almost 12 years that I pretty well know the material. And, I have paper here maybe as a crutch, maybe not. But I want things to run smoothly, and if I need to go back to a
Good
paper.
luck with that.
Well, normally.
As smooth as they can go.
I consider this show today, for example. We had a few hiccups. Most of them were my fault, and you let me know very, very kindly that, you were early with Laura Loomer. Thank you very much, Bill Clinton. So, thank you very much. And but that went well. It wasn't a horrible mistake, okay? It wasn't a horrible mistake like cutting off Eddie Murphy. And I'm not going to say who does that.
I didn't hear him today.
I know.
Why is that?
So I give you a break.
Okay, thank you. All right, where are we at?
We have you're
at line one.
Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Chester from Doolittle again. Just
Yes.
stop complaining. Your callers will carry you through today.
You know, I came to
Thanks,
I
Chester.
came to a show once where I just had my shoulder
hang up?
operated on. Who cares?
Well, then we're hanging up on him.
It's fine. My shoulder was operated on. It's going to be over 2 minutes.
I thought
anyways.
I heard a click or
and
something.
and I wrote my show out like I usually do, and I got to the show, and because of the pain medicine I was taking, I couldn't read what I wrote. So I said, "Hey, callers, I'm screwed. I mean, I can remember most of the stuff, but you got to help me out here. You got to call me because I'm under the influence of a painkiller here, and I just can't read my notes. So I'll do the best I can to wing it, but help me out once. They did a great job.
Great.
It was a great show, and I was very happy with it, and I'm very, very happy with all the people that pushed this show. I wish I could remember that. I didn't write that down either, but Jay Wall, Liz, Tex, Geary, that's in Texas, Pia, Page, Byrne, who else? Stan pushes the show like crazy. I appreciate Stan, Lisa. Jesse's doing a great job as a producer.
Look out the
Steve
window.
is a director. What?
Who's that?
Who's what?
That guy right there. He probably pushes it for you too, right? See him? Wave, Marty. That's your brother.
Oh, my God.
I know. Tell me about it.
Hey, it's his birthday. His
it?
birthday is March 28th.
Oh, okay.
And I forgot to mention it last show, but
Uh-huh.
Happy birthday, Marty. Now he's going to get revenge somehow, I guess. So
He's
that's
just